Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Matt Marcus. Sorry about just Mike.
Heward, not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
Good morning, everybody. Brock and Salk Show, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com, Seattle Sports app, podcast platforms, 97.3, HD numeral 2, and YouTube if you want to watch the show. I'm dressed up today, kind of. I mean, not like super dressed. I'm not wearing a suit, but I got a button down on today. What's up? See you.
Got a haircut, too?
I got a haircut, yeah. Shaved this morning. Woke up early and shaved.
Wow.
Yeah. My wife and daughter went to go see Benson Boone last night, so I figured I better step it up. Just wait, I'm going to button this shirt down to my navel and then do a backflip out of this chair a little later, just like Benson Boone does. Yeah. You know who Benson Boone is?
No.
He's from around here. He's from like Monroe or somewhere over
He's an
in that
Eastern
area.
Washington guy.
Is it all? I thought it was more like, is it all the way over in Eastern Washington?
I think so.
I thought it was like
look
Monroe or Lake Stevens, kind of somewhere in that region. But he's big. This is the second time they've seen him. He's sort of got a Freddie Mercury from Queen thing going on. I know when Lyle was here, he wouldn't know who that was, but I think Freddie Mercury's a safe person to reference. Where is he from? Did you figure it out? I think it's Monroe. Anyway, I'm trying to step up my game more. That's all. Just trying to step it up today.
How was your solo Hard Knocks experience that you were so looking forward to?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Nobody else in my family would have appreciated it. I cooked a pork chop on the grill with some asparagus. Right. And while I cooked, because I eat usually right around 6, and it released right at 6, and I wanted to watch as much of the Mariner game as possible. More on that to come. It was awesome. I loved it. Did everyone else love Hard Knocks? I thought it was incredible.
It was pretty sweet.
I was completely enthralled for the entire 50-something minutes, and when it ended, I wanted more. I wanted it to keep going. Give me more Hard Knocks. I wanted to see more behind the scenes. I wanted more mic'd up. I wanted, some of the footage that they didn't release. I wanted more DeMarcus Lawrence talking trash. I wanted more Derek Hall being goofy. I wanted more Leonard Williams and Jaron Reed being veterans. I wanted more Spoon. I wanted certainly more Coach. I wanted more of all of it. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great from start to finish. Each part of it was awesome. And I have almost a full thing of takeaways at 7:30. I know Brock will have some too. Obviously, we're not going to ignore the fact that Sam Darnold fumbled the ring. I mean, it's unbelievable. You couldn't write a better, funnier script for these guys receiving their rings than Sam Darnold fumbling it.
I think that it had just been made public so you could watch it, and Brock was already texting us.
I was ahead of him.
Oh, I thought it was Brock. Okay.
Oh, yeah. No, Brock had texted that, but I had already seen it 5 minutes. I watched it right at 6. As soon as it was out, I was ready. I was so psyched for it. And sometimes when you get super pumped for something like that, it doesn't deliver. Maybe last night's Mariner game. I don't know. But I was pumped for it, and you're like, God, I hope this is actually going to deliver on the excitement. And it more than delivered. It was better than I thought it would be. I thought it was great. I love the intro with the bald eagles and the whole, at the top of the heat, or they had reached great heights and all that stuff. It was amazing.
Kind of felt like one of those nature documentaries at the beginning.
It did. And you know what? When you're out of VMAC, it kind of feels like it. You got bald eagles circling dude, I loved it. I thought it was so much fun. It's so cool to be able to get a chance to see the inner workings of a good team. Not just a team that's in the NFL, and that has its intrigue, don't get me wrong, but what is it like when it's done right? Mike's whole comment about this is a gift from the football gods. They get to see who we are. He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. It's teaching tape on leadership. It's teaching tape on the NFL and how to handle players. Gosh, it was one thing after another that I just loved. I really enjoyed it. I'll tell you, you really understand just how important Eamon Worry is to what they're doing. He really talks about that. You really see what a leader, I thought right off the bat, DeMarcus Lawrence and Leonard Williams are. Oh, man. Leonard Williams wrestling Derek Hall and taking him to the ground with ease. Look, maybe that's a little unfair because Hall's a little higher cut. Like, if you're looking for leverage, good luck on Leonard Williams. He just gets below you. Kind of like to see Leo against Byron Murphy in that same wrestling match and see where that goes. But it was, I mean, that's hilarious.
Derek Hall's legs during that, like, bigger than my head.
Tree trunks, man.
Insane.
Biggest knees we've ever seen.
So I was actually thinking more of when Leonard Williams got into it with Bryce Cable, too. I was like, he looks like he's going to kill him.
He's such a...
He came at him, and I was like, oh, you don't want that smoke.
Man, he is great. A lot of people saying, Salk, we all know the Rappaport thing was your favorite. Yeah, I saw some people saying that John was calling out Rappaport. I actually don't think he was. So I'll defend Ian Rappaport for a moment because I think that's just wrong. I don't think that's what happened there. He wasn't saying that Rappaport's information was wrong. He wanted them to know it didn't come from them. That's all. Rappaport may have gotten it from somewhere else, I think, right? Or maybe he was saying it was wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
He seemed to be alluding his agent might have, but I don't know why the agent would put it out there that he's turning deals down.
Well, I think that what he was saying is that it might have come from a third place. Because he was trying to tell Rappaport, hey, it didn't come from us. So if that news is out there, we're not leaking. We don't have anything to do with it. But maybe it was a mistaken report also. I certainly wouldn't be shocking. Maybe I shouldn't defend Ian Rappaport. In fact, maybe I won't. There's no upside here. I'm not jumping in front of his bullet. You go ahead. I'm all good there. 360, I thought it was awesome. The production, the narration, the way they introduced us to the team. Hall's truck. I agree, Salk. Yeah, he's had those trucks for a while. That's his thing. Hard Knocks was epic. Yeah, it was. It was epic.
The shots of the Blue Angels during the credits,
so cool,
were unbelievable.
Yeah, they do such a great job just in general, and the way they film it is so well done. Really cool. Really, really cool. So I can't wait till next week. I can't believe we have to wait until Tuesday. How dare they make us wait a full week? We were talking about how we're going to do these. I was like, it'll be a need to know for sure. I'm sure we'll spend some time kind of going through observations. I don't know if it's takeaways. And now I'm like, I don't want to talk about anything else. I just want to focus all day on the Hard Knocks. I thought it was amazing. Thought it was really amazing. So if you weren't able to see it, if you don't have HBO Max, first of all, you should have HBO Max. Like, I got to tell you, that's my favorite streaming platform, and nothing else comes close. It is number one by leaps and bounds over every other streaming platform. If I had to get rid of every streaming platform but one, that is easily the only thing I would keep. Almost everything I watch is on HBO Max. And I could live without everything else if I had to, for sure. So it is worth it. Lose something else lose Netflix. Ditch Netflix and spend your money on HBO Max. Ditch Hulu or whatever. Spend your money on HBO Max and do it right now because you can always do it for a month or two and then cancel. This is worth your time as a Seahawks fan. It just is. This is just worth your time. It's awesome. So freaking good. Well, I'm going to get into the Mariners. That's awful. What a pathetic game. I have a whole bunch of late night Mariners texts. I'm sorry. You guys sent them and I should probably do you a favor and read them, but that's pathetic. One of the most pathetic losses of the year. It really was. I mean, they just mustered nothing. And the only time you put a couple of runners on base, first and second, one out, you get strikeouts from Cal and Naylor. Ugh. You know, I'll play you this sound from Jerry DiPoto here. I'll play you this sound here in a minute where he basically, I don't know why Jerry says these things. I know what he means, but I think it's still hard for fans to hear that this was a hard roster to upgrade. I know what he means because the places where you want to upgrade are the places that are actually contributing, and the places where you have guys set in stone that you're not going to try to replace are the ones who aren't performing. What are you going to do when you get a couple runners on base for Cal and for Naylor and two of your three dudes don't deliver? It's brutal. The whole thing is built for that. I understand what he's saying. It's still hard to hear. So I'll play you that. We'll talk through what they did. I actually liked everything they did yesterday right until the time they started playing baseball. And then it all went downhill. It's next on Brock and Salk.
You hear about it first on Seattle Sports.
A-Rod, what are you doing this weekend?
I got a call from Mr. John Stanton. He invited me to the very special weekend to be part of the top 50. So I'm very excited.
Was this important to you?
I've been getting booed there for 27 years, so I kind of had lost hope this story would come full circle, and I'm over the moon, and thank God for the opportunity.
Watch in its entirety on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
This hour is brought to you by Goldberg and Jones.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
Need a lift? In your business, equipment downtime is not an option. With parts in stock and factory-trained mobile technicians, Levitt Machinery is here to get your business back up and running. From forklifts to telehandlers, aerial lifts to track loaders, trust Levitt Machinery to lift you back up and get your equipment back to work. Because at Levitt Machinery, if it's forked, we fix it. LevittMachinery.com. Give us a call today. Stack it, reach it, lift it, Levitt.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Progressive presents ways to save money that aren't bundling your home and auto insurance with Progressive.
Thanks again for taking me to the game, man. I can't wait to get in there. By the way, what's in the bag?
Oh, I bring my own hot dog and peanuts. Saves a ton.
Savvy. And what about the beach chairs?
Why buy seats when you can save big and bring your own?
We can't get in without tickets.
Tickets? What do you think the portable TV is for?
Don't save money pretending to go to the game. You could save hundreds by switching to Progressive. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Here it comes, possibly the biggest online midsummer auction anywhere of heavy equipment, trucks, tools, lumber, and much more. Presented by the Murphy Auction Company, bidding gets underway at 10 a.m. Thursday, August 6th, and closes at 10 a.m. August 13th. Featured items include a 2020 Bobcat E32i excavator with less than 1,000 hours, a 2016 Freightliner 2100 Hydrovac truck, a 2011 John Deere 310J 4x4 backhoe, and much more. 10 excavators, 4 backhoes, 11 forklifts, 5 boom and scissor lifts, 5 rollers, 28 golf carts, and more than 60 heavy trucks. But wait, there's more. Attachments, roll-off boxes, shipping containers, contractor tools, lumber, and much more all go into the highest bidder. Preview all items August 11th and 12th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our location in Marysville, 3803 136th Street Northeast. For pictures, catalogs, and all details, visit murphyauction.com.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Well, the Mariners just laid a complete egg last night. Post-trade deadline, their new roster intact, completely blanked by Troy Melton. They lose 8-0 in the process, mustered all of 4 hits, none of them for extra bases, 1 huge error.
Hancock, broken bat. Emerson ranging and throwing offline. This one gets by Naylor first base. Torres able to score. Green to second, Dingler to third. The Tigers strike first as Hancock, good play to get there, ranging far to his right in the hole, unable to make the throw to first.
Yeah, I mean, you got to eat that, I think. I was surprised the way Dan talked about that one afterwards. I didn't necessarily think this was the case.
I mean, he made an outstanding play on the contact play there to get the out at home. I thought, that kind of had to be a perfect throw at the plate, and he was able to deliver that and, got us into a really good position there. And then, like I said, we've seen him make that play, so many times, and it just wasn't one tonight that he made, but he will continue to work at it, and that's something that you don't see very often.
I honestly, I heard Dan earlier say, I think he said he makes it 95 out of 100 or 9 out of 10. I don't think that's true. I think that's a play you probably need to eat it. Like, you're not going to get the runner, so just eat it. Discretion is the better part of valor, as my father would often say to me, and move on. And, it obviously kind of opened up the floodgates. It wasn't going to matter. They couldn't score at all. Taylor Ward, 0 for 3 in his debut. Brendan Donovan, 0 for 4 in his return. Sir Anthony Dominguez gives up 4 runs in just 1/3 of an inning, including 2 home runs.
The 0-1, swinging to drive into the gap in right center field. Julio on the run, won't get there, and this one is gone. It clears the fence in right center field. The other way, Dylan Dingler with his 24th home run of the season. So the Tigers continue add on, and they now lead 8-0.
Yeah, welcome to Seattle, Sir Anthony. Here are some significant boos to welcome you to your new city. Just kind of an ugly situation there. They do have game 2 tonight. Brian Wu will be on the hill, but Rangers and Astros both win. M's are 3.5 games out, 2 back in the wild card. And remember, they've got this very difficult stretch of, 24 games here? Want them to go at least 12-12. Well, you lose yesterday, and now you've got to go 12-11. So now you've got to be above 500 the rest of this stretch.
There's no way to predict when a team is going to start playing the way that we believe that the Mariners can. We've seen it in fits and starts this year. It just hasn't been consistent at all, and they need to go on a heater here. I don't know if it's the first week of August. I don't know if it's the middle of August. I don't know if it's the end or in September. But there need to be signs of life to validate all of the things that we have thought and now, perhaps to a lesser extent, still think about this team.
Well, they haven't happened yet. So we will sit and wait and hope that tonight will be the night.
Here's the second thing you need
Certainly
to know.
a complicated day yesterday. Mariners made a series of 7 roster moves to get set with all their new additions. Look like this. Ward and Dominguez, obviously, both added. Brendan Donovan activated from the injured list. Mitch Garver and Rob Refsnyder both outright released, and catcher Johnny Pareda was called back up. Kind of felt like Michael Corleone, just settling all family business at once. I actually like all the moves. I think that's what they needed to do. Gives them a better roster, probably something they should have done maybe earlier. Kind of an opportunity to say, okay, we're giving you this opportunity. We're buying at the deadline, and we're going to give you all of the tools you need. And, yeah, I think Pareda is better than what they had been running out there earlier, and they're just not going to continue to run up those at-bats. I'd love to know what the behind-the-scenes conversations were like between Dan and Jerry and Justin. And, okay, did Dan go to them and say, look, that's fine. I'm happy to make move X, Y, and Z, but I can't keep pinch-hitting Mitch Garver and Rob Refsnyder late in games from the right side. We're going to use Robles for that. I'm going to have Taylor Ward. We need to do this a little bit differently. Jerry Dipoto said that, this was a challenging trade deadline.
I know this is going to sound absurd to say. This is a tough roster to improve. We've not played well. We've underperformed our talent level, but finding, upgrades from a player perspective in any of these positions leads you back to the best player, probably the one we have, with the exception being that we wanted to really add to that bullpen, and we knew we needed to add to, especially our D left lineup. I
understand what Jerry's saying. I still think it's really hard to hear. Yes, you could improve this team. They're 4 games under 500. I understand what he's saying, and I understand the idea. I still think it's pretty hard to hear. All right, we're learning about more of the 50 greatest players before this weekend. I don't know, maybe the biggest news was yesterday. Alex Rodriguez saying he's in.
Well, I got a call from Mr. John Stanton. At that point, I felt like I got a call from the principal's office. And I say, I hope I'm not in trouble, but John and I built a nice relationship with my days on Sunday Night Baseball and coverage of playoffs. And he invited me to the very special weekend to be part of the top 50.
All right.
So I'm very excited.
So Alex Rodriguez is here. I think it'll be a little bit emotional for him, and I don't think he will be booed. I think he will be cheered. Sounds like Harold Reynolds is going to be there. Raul Labana is going to be there. Felix is going to be there. Jay Buhner's going to be there. Should be a lot of fun this weekend.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
What a start for Hard Knocks. We'll play a lot more sound at 7:30, but I think we got a little sense of who's going to be featured. Derek Hall, DeMarcus Lawrence, Witherspoon, Cooper Kupp, Sam Darnold, Brady Russell. I would say they were all sort of in the early stars list, but it was Mike McDonald who had the most screen time by far, and his speeches were tremendous.
MJ was MJ, right? There's another level to where he was able to take his game because he bought into this idea of team basketball. So why do I tell you that story? Like, in the NFL, guys, I really believe this, that the secret sauce of the NFL is connection. What if everybody was on the same page, going in the same direction, playing off one each other, building each other up, not caring who gets the credit, and just going? And where could that take us? What if we could get the whole building involved in just creating this vision of who we want to become all the time? This is how we know when we go into games that we have the competitive advantage, because we have this in our corner. All right, and this is the time of year to make it come to life.
Pretty incredible, man. You could see a lot of the players nodding along and just understanding what it is Mike's trying to accomplish. Very cool. Can't wait to keep watching this over the course of the next couple of weeks. That's everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. Let me see. Rylie Mills, who I guess had a great practice again yesterday. He's been pretty dominant. Will join us at 7 o'clock. Jason Benetti, who called the Mariner game last night, but on the other side of things for Detroit, he will join us at 8:30 this morning. We got the Seahawks and Falcons game to go over, another big blowout for them last year. So stick around. We're going to have a lot of fun. Jeff Passan gave us his thoughts on the trade deadline and what the Mariners need to do moving forward. Stick around. You'll hear it next.
The champs are back.
So great. Weather's awesome. Guys are in good spirits.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, has your sideline pass every day with Bump and Stacy live from the VMAC from 10 to 2.
We're going to be able to take in practice all week long.
Then Wyman and Bob from 2 o'clock all the way up to Mariners pregame at 6.
Byron Murphy is with us. How are you, man? Put in the work every day, you know.
The very latest news, insight, and exclusive analysis at seattlesports.com.
All right, Mike Salk here. I'm sure that you're got a plan for later today to go into your crawl space, right? Maybe into your attic? No? You don't? No, that's not a big part of your day? Yeah, me neither. I never make a plan to do that. Most of us don't. But don't worry. You got somebody out there who will do it for you because it is important. That's why you call Crawl Pros. They will go where you don't want to, certainly where I don't want to, into your crawl space, into your attic, and they'll check for signs of problems, whether that's rodent intrusion or any issues with water or, God forbid, toxic mold. Maybe it's an issue with your insulation. Yeah, that one's pretty common. It might be why your house is too hot in the summer, too cold in the winter. They can help out. And local utility companies are offering rebates right now that could save you thousands on the project. Crawl Pros can help you work through that process. Don't just assume your crawl space and attic are in great shape. Do what I did. Call Crawl Pros today. Schedule that free corner-to-corner inspection and learn if you have any issues with water intrusion, mold, rodents, or any damaged insulation. It's all at crawlpros.com.
August is always a time of excitement because football is back. But anyone that watches practice or preseason games knows how much work needs to be done before the season starts. If you're feeling the same about your home project, Harley Exteriors wants to help you get a head start on making sure your home is ready for fall football nights. $500 off each window, $750 off patio and entry doors, and $200 off your final project. Spend a few minutes with the folks at Harley Exteriors during your free estimate, and you'll realize you have a lot in common. They love our local teams, they're good at what they do, and they'll take care of your home. Use Harley Exteriors to complete your home project this month and receive 12 or 18-month promotional financing.
Qualified buyers only. Subject to credit approval and lender terms. Minimum purchase of 4 qualifying windows required. Windows must be 36 by 36 inches or larger. No size minimum on patio or entry doors. Financing subject to approved credit. Offers cannot be combined with other promotions. Offer expires August 31st, 2026.
HarleyExteriors.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HAWK to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HAWK to 321-321. That's HAWK to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Sparta's Pizza reminds parents 460,000 children are reported missing in our country every year. Please plan with your kids a safe, visible route to and from activities with at least one friend. Coach your kids to stay alert and be aware of their surroundings, and caution your children to never accept gifts or rides from strangers. Best wishes to all our kids from the entire team at Sparta's Pizza and Spaghetti House, serving the best pizza in the universe in Linwood, Bothell, and Mill Creek, or find them online at spartaspizza.com.
The champs are back.
Really excited to get going.
Nobody covers Seahawks training camp like the home of your Super Bowl champions, Seattle Sports.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. Call 800-948-7878. That's 800-948-7878. 800-948-7878.
A perfect game by a Seattle Mariner. It was done by the King.
50 seasons, 50 legends, one unforgettable night. Join the Mariners Saturday, August 8th for 50 season celebration night at T-Mobile Park, presented by Daktronics.
The Mariners are playing for the American League Championship.
Before the team takes on the Rays, arrive early for the most epic pregame ceremony in Mariners history. You'll witness the biggest gathering of franchise icons ever assembled as the 50 greatest Mariners from across all 5 decades are revealed. From Griffey to the big unit, from Ichiro to Nelson Cruz, and every legend in between, you don't want to miss this once-in-a-lifetime event.
Junior with a 2-run home run. Everybody is going bonkers here in the Kingdom.
Seats are going fast. Get yours at mariners.com/tickets.
Brock and Salk's Rewind is presented by Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton.
This hour is brought to you by Goldberg and Jones.
Shut up, Salk. It's Brock and Salk's weekly chat with ESPN senior baseball writer Jeff Passan.
Man, when you have a talent like him.
Brought to you by your Western Washington Toyota dealers.
I see this being the beginning of the best run in the history of this franchise.
On Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
Well, it was a pretty spicy version of Jeff Passan a week ago, Brock. And today, following the trade deadline, he's back with us. ESPN insider and the number one person you'd want to talk to and hear from today, Jeff Passan. Good morning, Jeffrey. How are you?
Good morning, gentlemen. I'm well. How are you?
Busy one yesterday?
Are you on fumes or what, man? You were on set for like 6 hours. It was like your NFL draft yesterday, Passan. You good?
Yeah. No, I'm great. I'm feeling good.
Energized?
I don't know about that.
That's really funny.
That might be a stretch.
So we can get into what you were doing yesterday because I am curious a little bit about it. But just the Mariners, 2 moves at the deadline. How did they do?
I actually think they did really well for not being incredibly active. I thought the Luis Castillo trade not only killed 2 birds with one stone, but got them a prospect back. Like Boston Smith can play. He was the guy who the White Sox were being hit really hard on a couple of guys, and he was one of them. He was the guy who actually came back over in the deal that sent Curtis Meade to the Nationals, which, of course, he then gets flipped for Connolly early, and it turns out the White Sox picked a pretty good prospect and were able to send him and Sir Anthony Dominguez back. So if you're the Mariners, you get that money off your books. You get the rotation situation handled. You can now bring up Cade Anderson mid-month if you want to. And then going and getting Taylor Ward. We had talked about him and identified him as the perfect guy for the Mariners to go out and get. Right-handed hitting outfielder. We've talked on this show about how few of those there are. And the Mariners now have 3 of the 10 best in Major League Baseball. So I think considering where they are, considering what they've done this year, that it was about as good of a deadline and as reasonable of a deadline as you could have hoped for.
I think we felt like it was very process-driven. Fits very much the models of things they've done in the past, and why you said to us last week, this organization's one of the 5 best in baseball in totality, with everybody included, the 180 guys. Kind of felt like it was in line with that. Could there have been more? Were there deals that you were hearing about that they were active on, that they were going to maybe go outside of that process, take a little bit more risk, or was the hay kind of in the barn with those 2?
Brock, the Seattle Mariners are 55 and 58 right now. The fact that they were buying it all, I think, was a plus for fans. And I think it shows belief not only in this team, but maybe a lack of belief in the Houston Astros and in the Texas Rangers, who have now lost 6 in a row and fallen back to a tie for second place with the Mariners. I think anything more, especially on rental players, frankly, would have been too much at this point. I mean, we were, when I was on a week ago, we were talking about do they sell? And they considered it. They listened on Randy Arozarena. They listened on George Kirby. They listened on Emerson Hancock. And, while I could see Kirby or Hancock perhaps getting moved over the winter, maybe even before the lockout, I think this team right now, what Jerry Dipoto and Justin Hollander have done is give them the opportunity to prove over the last 50 games that they are who we thought they were, and that they're not gonna handicap them. In fact, here you go. Here's a piece that we really could use in Taylor Ward. Now go out and show us that this is a team that can go win a World Series, which talent-wise, I still think they can.
So you see this very similarly to how we have been talking about it throughout the morning. They almost acted here as if they were a first-place team as opposed to a third-place team, and just, okay, here's the incremental pieces we can use to get a little bit better in the bullpen and in right field and with our on-base percentage. And I think we see that very similarly. A week ago, you came on and said that they should probably be looking towards more of a facelift. Why do you think they went in this direction as opposed to the facelift direction? And was it the right decision?
I think facelifts are hard, and I'm not suggesting that this was easy. There were a lot of teams that were in the mix for Taylor Ward, but I think an on-the-fly, even a mini overhaul can be a really difficult thing to execute. And certainly the Mariners front office considered that and went over, okay, if we were to do that, then what can we get? And I think in the end, what they felt they were going to be able to get back if they were to do something like that was not equivalent to going and doing a light buy and going for it and just letting this team ride. And I could see arguments for both, frankly, guys. It's hard for us on the outside to do like a true deep assessment of what all those other possibilities were without knowing the particulars. And we never are going to know the particulars of those. That's the sort of stuff that stays in-house. But that's where trust of the front office matters. And, this front office has built this team that we see on the field in front of us every night. And it is a flawed team, and right now it is an underachieving team, but it is nevertheless a team that when you look at it, that if they get hot at the right time, this is also a team that can win a pennant and win a championship. And there's no way to predict when a team is going to start playing the way that we believe that the Mariners can. We've seen it in fits and starts this year. It just hasn't been consistent at all. And they need to go on a heater here. I don't know if it's the first week of August. I don't know if it's the middle of August. I don't know if it's the end or in September. But there need to be signs of life to validate all of the things that we have thought and now, perhaps to a lesser extent, still think about this team.
Well, they're going to have the toughest schedule in August of anybody in baseball. We went through it, and save for one series, everybody else is a wild card team or a division-leading team, so it's going to be a difficult August. So we're speaking to the fans with a lot of, I think, this analysis. What do these moves say to the clubhouse, to the players?
I think they say that, in terms of just needing that one hole that's been there in right field seemingly all season, that we're listening and that we understand and that we believe that this team at the end of the day is good enough to go out and grab a playoff spot. But you're right. Like, got 3 against Tampa. You got 3 at the Yankees, a huge series in Houston in the middle of the month. Then you're on the road in Milwaukee. I mean, that is a devastating road trip right there. And then on top of that, the Cubs, the Phillies, and finally you get a respite at the end with the Blue Jays, but then it's right back to the Red Sox, who are the hottest team in baseball.
2 straight trips to the East Coast, too. I mean, just brutal schedule.
It's I'll say this. It's going to be very interesting to see where the Mariners are on September 1st. Because if they are even within 5 games of a playoff spot at that point, I would feel very good about their chances, considering that they've got 7 with the A's and 7 with the Angels and 3 with the Rockies, and who knows what the Rangers are going to look like. Like, it is a cakewalk schedule in September for them. As brutal as August is, September is easy.
So what do you think you need to do in that 24-game stretch before with the Red Sox being the last series? Over those 24 games, what do you need to go?
I think 500 would be great. I think 10 and 14. at that point, they're 3 games. You're like 7 games under at that point. Yeah, I think.
And Houston
I think
has a nothing burger schedule in August. They play nobody. They have your September schedule.
Right. Yeah, I think you got to go 500.
Okay. Well, tell me a little bit more about Taylor Ward. I mean, we've seen him for a long time here in Seattle, obviously, when he was in Anaheim. Who is he, and how does he fit into this lineup?
Well, if you would have asked me this question, Mike, on opening day, my answer would be a lot different than right now. Because last year, Taylor Ward was a slugger, had 36 home runs, drove in 100 runs, was a good run producer who plays solid defense in a corner outfield spot. And he's been a consistently above average hitter for the entirety of his career since he really got full-time reps starting in 2022. This year it is a completely different version of Taylor Ward than anything we've seen. He leads the league in walks, so he's got a 383 on-base percentage, but the slug has more or less disappeared. Only 7 home runs and 500-plus plate appearances. It's changed his game, and honestly, I'm okay with that for what the Mariners need. I want an on-base guy. I want a guy who's going to take walks. I want a guy who could hit, if not at the top of the lineup, then certainly in the first couple slots to put runners on base for the boppers that come after. And more than anything, I think he's just steady. He's solid, and that's what this lineup needs, I think. You can't have the up and down. You already have enough guys in this lineup who run super hot and super cold, and finding that in between, that steady Eddie, can be a really difficult thing to do. Taylor Ward is that guy.
Am I crazy because I'm not that angry about the Dodgers getting Tarek Skubal? I understand when the Dodgers get Justin Tucker or something and everyone's mad that they can sign every free agent, but anybody could have traded for Tarek Skubal. They didn't even give up that much to get him.
The Dodgers are so good that they can sign kickers now, and people give them credit for it.
Yeah, this is they made a good trade, but other teams could have made that trade. They didn't make that trade because they have more money.
That went totally over your head, didn't it?
Huh?
That went totally over. That went totally over your head.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
Did I say Justin Tucker? Oh, yeah. That's not what
you
I meant.
did.
My bad. That was all coming back to me. Yeah. If you'd made a massage joke, then maybe I would have had it. But I needed a massage joke for that.
Mike, this is a family-friendly radio station. I would never dare do such a thing.
Tell that to Justin Tucker.
I'm sorry, I got thrown off there. What was the actual question?
Did the Dodgers actually break baseball by trading for Tarek Skubal in a deal that almost anybody in the league could have made? This wasn't a Dodgers free agency buy thing. They just have good prospects, and they traded some of their mediocre ones.
This is a fair argument, but if I may present a slight counter to it.
I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, because Salk said yesterday, anybody that counters it, an idiot, stick his tongue out. Blah, blah, blah.
No.
You can't make an argument against it. So I'm looking forward to this.
I am
Jeffrey.
curious
Go
what
ahead.
the argument is against it.
To me, the biggest issue facing baseball right now is not necessarily the financial inequity that exists. It is what the financial inequity allows or doesn't allow teams to do.
Mm-hmm.
I look at this trade deadline as a moment of decisions, right? And the ability to make decisions without feeling like there are going to be deleterious long-term consequences is very freeing. If the Dodgers, if Zaire Hope turns out to be a superstar, and if River Ryan wins the Cy Young, and if Brady Smith turns into the best closer in the American League, the Dodgers don't care because they have so many other prospects that they've been able to build up in this system that in the same way that even though they'd love to have Yordan Alvarez, they don't miss him. In the same way they'd love to have O'Neal Cruz, they don't miss him. They don't miss these guys because they can continuously replenish them. on the other hand, the decisions that have to be made by the Tampa Bay Rays or by the Milwaukee Brewers, specifically because their payroll does not allow them to paper over those mistakes, they are limited in their decision-making abilities here. And the limitations there are that if we lose on a trade like this, or if Tarek Skubal gets hurt, we have demonstrably affected our future in a negative way. And I just wish that there were a system in place that allowed every team equally when they go for it not to get penalized.
I think that's a
and
fair
that's what
argument. But
and that's where I think I'm not sure a salary cap solves that. That to me is where the compromise comes in and where creative solutions need to be in play to try and find a system that allows teams, regardless of market size, to go for it without feeling like they're going to be penalized going forward. That, to me, should be the North Star. That should be the goal. That should be everything above the salary cap, which I'm not sure changes that calculus all that much.
So did this trade deadline and all of that debate and all that conversation and everything you lay out there, did that further cause further division, strife amongst owners of what's to come here, 6 months from now? Or do you think reasonable minds can figure this out?
I'm not going to say that owners are sitting here by any means rooting for the Dodgers to win the World Series this year. But if the Dodgers win the World Series after trading for the best pitcher in baseball at the deadline, after signing the best free agent on the market to a deal for $60 million a year, following a World Series win, which followed them signing the best Japanese young talent who's come over in a long time, which followed them winning a World Series, which followed them signing another incredible Japanese talent, which and by the way,
I'm with you on all of that. I like everything up until this. I'm right there with you. Weren't the Rays one of the other big competitors? Weren't the Brewers involved in this also? And the Rays, who has more prospects to trade than the Rays and Brewers? If they had wanted to trade those prospects, they could have done that. You're right. The Dodgers can deal with. I understand your argument. If the one of those guys turns out to be a star, the Dodgers can move on easier than the Rays or the Brewers can. But if they really wanted to win, they could have done it. And I don't buy this argument that the Dodgers were the only one to do it because they knew he was going to sign with them next year, and everyone else knew he'd probably leave. Well, but they didn't need to do that now. I don't think that's a very good argument.
Yeah, I think that's fair, and I think you can look at the Rays. They were not willing to give up Theo Gillen. He's their number one prospect, and I get why they weren't willing to give him up. Had they, though, they would have gotten Tarek Skubal. The Brewers were not willing to give up their number one prospect, Jesus Mate. He's the number one prospect in all of baseball. Had they been willing to, they would have gotten Tarek Skubal. Let me go back to this, though. Let's presume a situation where the Mariners' rotation isn't quite what it is right now, where maybe they could use a number one surefire starter, and they have Cade Anderson in their organization, and Scott Harris, the Tigers general manager, goes to the Mariners and says, Cade Anderson must be in this deal. Would you do that, Mike?
No.
Okay. Why?
Because you have 6 years of club control on Cade Anderson.
Yeah, I'm with you, but doesn't this sort of buttress my argument that if our instinct is no, we're not going to do it? And I'm saying if this is a year where the Mariners are playing well and they think that they can win a World Series,
right,
and Tarek Skubal would help them do that.
It's a little iffy. It's a little hard because the Mariners don't have the same problem. The Dodgers need pitching, not hitting. It's not exactly. I get your point. I understand it. I still think that of all the things that prove the Dodgers are a problem, and I think the Dodgers are a problem in many ways for baseball, and I think the competitive balance is a major problem, and I probably see it a little differently from you because I do think a cap and floor is ultimately a system that does the best, not perfect, but does the best in trying to fix it. I just didn't see this as a great example. Let's move on, though, because there's still other stuff. I want to come back to the – go ahead, Brock. Sorry.
Well, Cade Anderson's kind of my next two.
Yeah.
Was he involved in any way with San Diego? Was there any conversation whatsoever for their closer?
Nope.
No. San Diego was just not. They were buying, right? They were not selling.
Well, I mean, before they started winning, they were certainly entertaining the idea. And, they reached out to the Mariners and said if Mason Miller goes, everybody needs to be in play in your system. And the Mariners said, no, thanks.
Okay. And along those lines, 49 games to go. What is Jeff Passan's perfect model for when Cade Anderson does come up?
I need to look at the calendar on this, but whatever keeps his rookie eligibility.
Okay.
One day after that. So this is it. And the reason for that is because of the prospect promotion incentive. And if you are eligible for PPI, which you have to be a rookie for, and you had to maintain your rookie eligibility. I don't think Cade Anderson's going to be throwing 50 innings, so that's not going to be an issue. But it would be a matter of days of service, where if you're on the roster for more than 45 days, you lose your rookie eligibility. So whatever gets him to the 44th day, that's when you bring him up, because if you have PPI on a guy and he wins Rookie of the Year, you get a first-round pick.
Is that going to be true next year?
Good question. Let's put it this way. I don't think that is going away.
Good.
I think that
I like it, so I hope it doesn't.
So do I. I think the systems work generally pretty well.
Yeah. I think that's very wise. So if Cade Anderson comes up, is he in your rotation? Are you doing a 6-man rotation? Is somebody going to the bullpen? What does that look like?
I think it depends probably on how your pitchers are throwing at that point, but I have a hard time believing that any of them are going to be replaced. There's going to be a limit on Cade Anderson's innings, right? This is his first pro season, and as incredible as it's been and as fantastic as he's been, I think there are a lot of things I don't know about his work and where he thrives and what he needs. But I think like a 2 to 3 inning David Price back with the Rays in his first season type role would serve a lot of purposes. Number one, it gets him into situations where he could still be stretched out if there's an injury to a starting pitcher. And you want to have him there. I think it also is the kind of role that could be very useful in the playoffs, where he's used as a fireman, if in fact the Mariners do make that. But you could also make the argument that Cade Anderson might be better than some of the guys in the rotation right now. And if we want to go and get into the postseason, then maybe throwing him more is better than less.
Final minute here, Jeffrey. I know you're not a horse racing guy, are you? Are you a horse racing bettor?
No, I am not.
No, I don't see that. WWE guy, yes. Horse racing, no. But you get to pick your horse. You get to handicap, and I give you one horse to pick over the final 49 games. Houston, Texas, Seattle. Who's your horse?
I'm still picking the Mariners. I know, like last week, I was, it was a little heated, a little strong,
a little spicy.
I'm a talent guy, and the Seattle Mariners have more talent than everyone else.
Did you see something between then and now that made you change your mind?
No, I think I just calmed down a little bit and realized that the entire American League West sucks, and that in the grand scheme of all that, betting on talent is the way to go.
All right. Well, there he is, Jeff Passan, after an exhausting day yesterday.
So good. What an outing today. What an outing today.
Yeah, I'm putting my money on Passan, as always. Yeah. Jeffrey, thank you. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, boys.
The great Jeff Passan every week, Tuesdays at 8:30 and Wednesdays at 6:30 a.m. All right. Coming up, we will move things around a little bit. We got another right at 7 a.m. Seahawk guest. Yesterday was great with Jadarian Price. Today, we'll go with the guy who made his mark for the first time on the biggest stage. You'll see. It's next on Brock and Salk.
The champs are back.
So great. Weather's awesome. Guys are in good spirits.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, has your sideline pass every day with Bump and Stacy live from the VMAC from 10 to 2.
We're going to be able to take in practice all week long.
Then Wyman and Bob from 2 o'clock all the way up to Mariners pregame at 6.
Byron Murphy is with us. How are you, man? Put in the work every day, you know.
The very latest news, insight, and exclusive analysis at seattlesports.com.
Here it comes, possibly the biggest online midsummer auction anywhere of heavy equipment, trucks, tools, lumber, and much more. Presented by the Murphy Auction Company, bidding gets underway at 10 a.m. Thursday, August 6th, and closes at 10 a.m. August 13th. Featured items include a 2020 Bobcat E32i excavator with less than 1,000 hours, a 2016 Freightliner 2100 Hydrovac truck, a 2011 John Deere 310J 4x4 backhoe, and much more. 10 excavators, 4 backhoes, 11 forklifts, 5 boom and scissor lifts, 5 rollers, 28 golf carts, and more than 60 heavy trucks. But wait, there's more. Attachments, roll-off boxes, shipping containers, contractor tools, lumber, and much more all go into the highest bidder. Preview all items August 11th and 12th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our location in Marysville, 3803 136th Street Northeast. For pictures, catalogs, and all details, visit murphyauction.com.
This is Rick Jones of Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Child custody is the most emotional issue our clients face. And if you're a divorcing father, the relationship with your children is about to change. But that change doesn't have to be for the worse. Kids already feel the stress of parents who don't get along, but they can thrive after a divorce. Kids trust their dads. Their dads trust Goldberg Jones. Go to goldbergjones.com to get your questions answered at no charge. goldbergjones.com.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years guaranteed? Now through August 24th, new Xfinity customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. Plus, it keeps you protected from online threats. And get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
My goal is what's best for the customer. You know, I truly believe that. I won't ever deviate from that.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Keep summer outside where it belongs. Save $588 on every window and $1,088 on every door, plus free heat deflecting glass. Claim your free quote today, plus 12 months no payments. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app?
Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code CASH to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code CASH. To borrow up to $10,000, use code CASH to borrow up to $10,000.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get in the freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to see you on the interview.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
Hello, Brock.
Hello, Michael.
We don't have a lot of time to chit-chat off the top today. We're going to get right to a guest. We don't always do 7 a.m. guests, but we'll make an exception for Rylie Mills. Not only that, he's here like early. He's on time.
Oh, he's a Golden Domer.
Is that what it is?
They're early.
I don't know. I went Golden Domer yesterday. Didn't go in that direction. I don't know about that. Good morning,
Well, he's
sir.
a rookie.
How are you?
How we doing?
We're
good. How
great.
you guys doing?
Thanks for joining us. First time on the show. We appreciate it. How's did you know, I guess I got to know because we're kind of obsessed with it already. Did you watch Hard Knocks last night?
I did tune in.
Good.
Yeah, I did watch it.
All right. So what do we think?
I thought it was great. I thought it showed the team. I was like, man, I saw this like last week, so this is great.
I loved it. I got to tell you, we don't get to see all of that. I mean, we get to talk to Mike once a week and all that, but we don't get to see all the behind the scenes or hear everybody mic'd up throughout practice. I was transfixed. I could not stop watching it. And especially Mike. Is that an accurate is that who Mike is?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a perfect kind of description. That's how our meetings go. I think he knows who he is, which is great, and I feel like he embraces it, and everyone kind of gets to be themselves here. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I got to see a side of him outside the football stuff, which is cool. I guess as a player to see kind of when he's outside the meetings and doing all that.
Yeah, you guys watch so much tape of yourselves, right? That eye in the sky doesn't lie. Every day you're watching tape of your practice and everything, but was it kind of surreal to watch the tape of your lives? The non-football stuff, the locker room stuff, the shadow boxing stuff. Was it a little, how would you kind of characterize that, describe that?
Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, you have the cameras around, so it's hard not, every time you're having a conversation, you'll look up and there's a microphone just peeking up above you. So you're like, all right, I don't know if they're going to use this or not. I don't know what's going on. But it's funny to see what stuff they use. They had one of, I think it was me and Leo shadowboxing, which I remember I was like, man, I hope they use this one. I think I beat him on that one.
Because you dunked on him, I think, at the end, right? I mean, you kind of just...
Allegedly. I don't know. Allegedly.
I don't think Derek Hall's going to be too wild about he and Leo wrestling footage that they had. He got dumped on his behind.
Yeah, I think that happens every year.
Why would you wrestle Leonard Williams?
I don't know. We're on the same page. I don't know.
That seems like a huge mistake. I wouldn't want to do that. All right. All right. Enough Hard Knocks. What is your role this year? Do you help us understand what your role looks like heading into this season?
Yeah, I think for me, it's definitely just anywhere across the defensive line that they need someone to go in and, either if Leo, Jay Reed, Byron, anyone needs a break, I can kind of play anything from the shade to the 9. So I'm playing anything they put me at, and for me, I just want to be dominant and just catapult off the Super Bowl and just keep playing dominant football.
All right, hold on. For those of us who don't play football every day, the shade to the 9, I'm guessing is the shade of the no stack, shade of the center.
Yeah, the shade of the center.
Shade of the center.
From the center to the outside of
all the way to the
end.
very, very wide edge. The 9.
Yeah, so a 1, a 3, a 4-eye, a 5, a 7, a 9. Just the whole piano.
Yeah,
up and down the keys, right?
How many players along the D line? How many guys do that? How many of the guys in your room play all the way from the shade to the 9?
We definitely got guys that play from D tackle and nose, or maybe a little bit of 3 tech in that end. But I think right now it's kind of just me playing kind of all those spots, and I think it's just that's what the coaching staff believes I can do. And, for me, every time they give me an opportunity, I don't want them to take me off the field. So I just want to go out and whatever I can do, I just want to go, put my best foot forward.
Leo does a bunch of that as well, right? We see him, especially in stunts and some of the nickel stuff, third downs. Leonard able to do a bunch of that as well?
Yeah. You guys seen him play, so he's a monster. And, he could play wherever on the defensive line. So anytime he needs a breather, I'm kind of like, hey, I'll go in.
How much different, Rylie? We were chatting about this last week, just at the start of camp. And last year at this time, you were on PUP, right? You were recovering from that ACL and everything else. So very easy to see how much different camp is for you this time. But how about your body? How about what you went to work on this offseason, into the training camp, into this season? Where are you at physically in that way?
Yeah, it feels a lot better having both, knees than I did last year. But it's been great, honestly. Like, this offseason was, the best thing for me. And, it felt great to finally start to feel like myself again. I feel like, last year it's kind of like, I ran for like a week and a half, and they were like, all right, you're playing the Colts. So I feel like now I got the whole offseason to, really work on strengthening that knee fully and, the rest of my body, getting my body fat down and, continuing to build muscle. So I felt like, I worked on a lot of the stuff I felt like I needed to, kind of at the end of the season that I was missing. And, I feel like I'm in a great place right now and, glad of the work that I put in and, I feel like I just got to keep going and building on top of it.
Rylie Mills with us here on Brock and Salk. So last year, is it hard to feel like you are part of it, right? You're there, you're around the team, but you're not participating in most of the practices. You're not allowed to play in the games yet. Is it hard to feel like you really belong as part of the team until you start playing?
Yes, 100%. I mean, it's really like a mental battle because, you're out there and everyone's like, sweating, grinding. Every day is just a grind, and you're kind of out there just doing your knee raises. So it was tough. For me, the one thing that I leaned on was just, I would, like, whatever drill I could, I would just stand behind either Leo or someone. I would just kind of walk through it or just try to get, like, I tried to break the record for most mental reps in a day. So that was kind of like my approach to it was like, look, if I can't do it physically, then mentally I want to be ready. So when I come back, that's not going to be the issue for me. And I feel like that helped a ton. But still, it's tough. Like when the guys are out there, fully getting those live reps, it's just tough to be standing there watching the sideline. So I feel like that's really kind of gave me a lot of motivation through the off season. Like I'll never forget how that felt. And, for me, anytime I'm tired now or I'm, like, oh, I'm kind of tired waking up, I just think like a year ago, I would have done literally anything in the world to get that, the opportunity to go out there and play. So I just keep that as my motivation. It's kept me going.
Rylie, we hear from young players, I can learn a lot. I can watch this veteran player. I can watch this veteran quarterback. I can watch this veteran defensive lineman. What are some things that go from watching to tangibly taking into your game? Do you have an example or two that you could point to and say, yeah, at Notre Dame, I didn't really do that. But I've spent the last year and a half around some guys whose this is their craft, and I've taken this tool and this tool. And are there a few things you can specifically point to?
Yeah, I think definitely watching Leo pass rush. I think he does a good job of playing big. Like, I think watching him, we have similar body types too, so it's tough to watch every single guy. And, you want to take little things from everyone, but you got to kind of find similar body types. And I think, Leo being a bigger guy that plays inside, I've watched him use his power, but then be able to, flip off it and counter off it and, use that to get to the quarterback quicker. And that's something that I've just been picking up on a ton. And I watched it last year when I wasn't playing. But I think now it's really started to translate, and I think that's a pretty big part of my game now. So, I just try to watch what Leo does and really try to just work in that, how I can get that to work for me.
No near shoulder, near knee, though? You're not dropping to a knee like Mike Murph?
I don't. It might take me like 2 days to get back up, so it might not be as springy as Murph. But it's fun to watch, though. It's cool.
Speaking of that, just because I'm now obsessed with this wrestling thing after last night. Leo versus Byron Murphy in one of those wrestling matches. Who you got?
That's like the immovable object versus like the unstoppable force. Like, bro, no, it's just gonna. I don't know. It'd be like an atom bomb. It would just explode.
All right. So thinking of you as a versatile player, playing up and down the entire defensive line.
Shade to the nine.
Yes.
Shade to the
Were
nine.
you a multi-sport athlete growing up?
A little bit. I did lacrosse. I did a little bit of boxing. I did a little bit of track and field growing up. Kind of tried to do a lot. But I think like in high school, I kind of stuck more to football.
But all right, so take me back to when you were. I mean, boxing is somewhat unique, obviously, and track and field where you're throwing discus or something like that type of stuff. Do you take anything from that?
Yeah, I think the boxing definitely. I mean, I was kind of like a bigger kid growing up, so I definitely just was trying to lose weight, and then got really into it, and just did that for a little while, and then I think that would help with my hands a lot. Like, I think I have pretty quick hands for my size, so I think that definitely is translated. I still like to do it now in the off season, just a couple days a week. And then the track and field, sometimes just using the full power. I was more of a discus and shot put guy, so I think more of just kind of using your power and how to just like fully unlock your power.
So Salk's into the wrestling. I was into the shadow boxing. I mean, I think I rewound that a couple different times trying to figure what in the heck is this. So what is that, and what makes an elite shadow boxer?
So the basically the way the game goes, you can either look up, down, left, or right, and then so someone will point, and then if they get you that way, they go again. You go the original way, and then you get to go one of the three, and then it keeps going until there's only 2 options left. So they have to get you 3 times in a row to win. That's that's the best explanation I can give.
Okay.
I think what makes a good one is someone who kind of switches up their flow a little bit. Like if you kind of lull them to sleep going one way, and then you go the other way, they kind of you can get them.
Who's the best at it?
That's a loaded question. It rotates. The rankings change like once a week, so I can't fully say. Right now, Spoon's probably the top one right now.
Yeah, he's kind of quick.
He doesn't shut his mouth, huh? He talks a lot. It's kind of awesome.
I don't talk, so I'm like, he can do it for all of it. It's perfect.
You don't talk? What are you talking? You come on these. I've heard you at all these interviews.
Yeah,
you seem
awesome.
perfectly comfortable doing this.
Yeah, I think on the field though, it's more just like I'm kind of in my own little world, just like breathing, and I'll hear Spoon. I'll be like, yeah, exactly. Whatever he said, I'm feeling the exact same way.
All right. Well, hey, this is awesome, man. Thank you for sitting down with us. I am. As much as we've already and always enjoyed talking and watching this team, like getting a chance to see the behind the scenes is just incredible. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoy the experience. It's you get to be on a reality show while you're at training camp. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool deal. Most people don't get to see that or do that.
100%. Yeah, it's definitely it's pretty crazy. I remember watching the show like when the Texans were on it. I think I was in middle school or high school, and it just feels like I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Just kind of being at this point to actually be on it. It's pretty insane.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll let you go. We'll let you, go shadow boxers. It sounds like you guys got a big, important day. Maybe try to take on Leo in a wrestling match or something. I don't know.
No, don't do that.
There we go. I'll have a full day. It'll be great.
Sounds good. Thanks, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Rylie.
Awesome.
There you go.
Appreciate
There's Rylie Mills, Seahawks defensive lineman, defensive end. Plays all the way from the shade to the 9, Brock.
Shade to the 9.
Shade to the 9. All right, quick break. We'll come right back. We'll give you guys everything you need to know. We'll react to that. There's a lot going on today. Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710.
Seattle Sports, home of Wyman and Bob, 2 to 7.
Seahawks out here, Hard Knocks, film crew is out here. You kind of have to look for them. They did take up the whole gravel parking lot out there with all their trailers. Oh, did they? Yeah, but I think Mike McDonald, this is right up his alley, right? Like how to ignore it and don't worry about all of that stuff. He's all about that. It's going to be interesting to watch what footage they use, and they're out there recording everything. They got it dialed in. They've done this before.
On Seattle Sports. Watch live or later on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
Well, I got a quick question for you on this early Wednesday morning. What's your excuse? What's your excuse for not taking the First Mark Challenge yet? You have been meaning to do it, but just haven't gotten around to it. You're afraid it might be a high-pressure salesperson on the phone, or maybe your insurance agent, your cousin Bob, and Thanksgiving dinner could be a little awkward. Seriously, the real question is, what's your excuse worth? What if First Mark could save you, say, $1,000 every year? Do the math. 20 years from now, that's $20,000. If you'd rather spend $20,000 to avoid an awkward conversation with Cousin Bob, well, he's got to be one heck of a cousin. When Molly and I took the First Mark Challenge, First Mark compared dozens of top insurance companies, found us better coverage, and saved us a ton of money. We got world-class customer service, no pressure, no obligation, and it didn't cost us a dime. More than 11,000 people, so many of my family and friends, have already taken the First Mark Challenge too. Why don't you be the next First Mark victory? Simply go to firstmarkinsurance.com. The First Mark Challenge is free. Your excuses aren't. firstmarkinsurance.com.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
The Boeing Classic welcomes the world's greatest golf legends to the Pacific Northwest, August 14th through the 16th at the Club at Snoqualmie Ridge. Watch Masters champions and Golf Hall of Famers compete for a $2.3 million purse at the only PGA Tour champion stop in the region. Bring the whole family and make sure to check out the Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BoeingClassic.com to get yours today.
Got leaks? Tired of applying those cheap roof coating products that never seem to last? What if you could find a roof coating that remains permanently flexible and won't be impacted by harsh UV rays or temperature extremes? Dunn Lumber has what you're looking for. Geico Roof. 100% silicone roof coating, waterproofs, protects, and withstands permanent ponding water with an industry-leading 50-year limited warranty. Available in a variety of colors and on sale now at Dunn Lumber.
Do you have stiff laundry or scale buildup on your sinks and showers? Those are classic signs of hard water. At Culligan, they deliver softer, cleaner water throughout your entire home. A Culligan water softener removes the hardness from your water and extends the life of your appliances. Plus, it can improve the quality of your skin and hair. Ask about 12-month, no payment, no interest financing too. Go to Culligan.com. That's Culligan.com. Contaminants or impurities may not be in your water.
Here it comes, possibly the biggest online midsummer auction anywhere of heavy equipment, trucks, tools, lumber, and much more. Presented by the Murphy Auction Company, bidding gets underway at 10 a.m. Thursday, August 6th, and closes at 10 a.m. August 13th. Featured items include a 2020 Bobcat E32i excavator with less than 1,000 hours, a 2016 Freightliner 2100 Hydrovac truck, a 2011 John Deere 310J 4x4 backhoe, and much more. 10 excavators, 4 backhoes, 11 forklifts, 5 boom and scissor lifts, 5 rollers, 28 golf carts, and more than 60 heavy trucks. But wait, there's more. Attachments, roll-off boxes, shipping containers, contractor tools, lumber, and much more all go into the highest bidder. Preview all items August 11th and 12th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our location in Marysville, 3803 136th Street Northeast. For pictures, catalogs, and all details, visit murphyauction.com.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
If there's one thing you can count on, it's 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive. And if there's two things you can count on, it's your smoke detector battery dying at 3 a.m. Not 3 p.m. on a Saturday when you have nothing going on, but in the middle of the night when you're fast asleep.
Oh, come on!
Get 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Just one more thing you can count on. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, where he can get a battery for under $100. Lonnie, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge, and Lonnie does that for free too. In no time at all, John is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a social media manager.
Did you just post our Q4 earnings to your personal social media?
Oh yeah, used the trending audio and everything.
That's confidential financial data.
Relax. It only went a little viral.
The SEC just commented with the eyeball watching emoji.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Ugly one last night, Brock. Mariners just laying a complete egg. Post-trade deadline, new roster intact, and they were just totally blanked in just about every way. Just 4 hits. None for extra bases. Troy Melton dominated them. They made one big error.
Hancock broken bat.
Emerson ranging and throwing offline. This one gets by Naylor first base. Torres able to score. Green to second, Dingler to third. The Tigers strike first.
Yeah, it kind of got away from them there in that inning. And I heard Dan afterwards say that that's a play he makes 9 times out of 10. I don't know if that's true. That's actually a play I would have wanted him to just eat. Yeah. Just eat it. You don't need to make that play. You need to eat it and make sure they don't have a big inning.
Yeah. Yeah, these are a couple big weeks for Mr. Emerson. And I don't know if this is projecting A-Rod's comments yesterday to us. And A-Rod talking about how many times he went up and down I-5, getting sent back and forth to Tacoma, and at one point even calling his mom and saying, I'm done with this sport. I want to go be a quarterback at the University of Miami. And she said, nope, suck it up, Buttercup, and the door's locked, and you're going to figure this thing out. But, yeah, I think Colt's got probably this time here with JP down, and I think 10 days to 2 weeks is kind of what Hollander talked about to figure this out, because that's now 8 errors. That's too many. The at-bats and the strikeout percentage is way too high.
He swung on a pitch last night that I think was actually over his head. Yeah, you just can't do it. Taylor Ward 0 for 3 in his debut. Brendan Donovan 0 for 4 in his return. Sir Anthony Dominguez.
Yikes.
Big ol' yikes. 4 runs in 1/3 of an inning, so very little positive to take from last night. Game 2's tonight. Brian Wu is on the hill. Rangers and Astros both won last night. So the Mariners are 3.5 out, 2 back in the wild card. I mean, the teams that they are tied with, or in some cases behind, sold. So, if they needed to go 12-12 here in this 24-game stretch, you're 0-1. So, got to go 12-11 now moving forward.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Definitely a complicated day from a roster moves standpoint. I like what they did, though. So Ward and Dominguez both added. Brendan Donovan activated. Mitch Garver and Rob Refsnyder both released. See you later. And catcher Johnny Pareda was called back up. I said earlier, Brock, it's almost like Michael Corleone settling all family business at one time. Like, all right, we're going to nuke the heads of the 5 families here and just move on. But it does give them, I think, the best roster they can right now. Now, that's mostly true. You're still waiting on Cade Anderson, some other stuff. But I think it's, saying, look, if we're going to make a sprint here for the final 2 months, we have to put out the best backup catcher we have. And so far this year, that's been Johnny Pareda.
That's right. And Rob Refsnyder, we've seen this with A.J. Pollock. We've seen it with Colton Wong. We've seen it with different guys. We're going to be pretty patient. We're going to give you every opportunity to tell us, kind of like Mike McDonald in that team meeting last night said, I know what the defense is, but you guys are going to tell me what to call. You guys, the players, you're going to be the ones kind of dictating who plays. And after 120 games or 110 games, I'm sorry, Rob, the bats aren't good enough. It was a catastrophe, unfortunately, for him and his career. And who knows, watch, he'll next year go hit, 300 somewhere, because it's just kind of the way this thing works.
Probably will.
But yeah, it does. I think it sends a statement of reality to the team that there's 48 now to go.
Well, also yesterday we learned that Alex Rodriguez is going to be there this weekend as part of the Top 50 celebration. He said it was pretty important to him.
In hindsight, of course, because of the emotions I had, but I mean, I've been getting booed there for 27 years, so I kind of had lost hope that this story would come full circle, and I'm over the moon, and thank God for the opportunity.
Let's see, Harold Reynolds, Raul Ibanez, Felix, Jay Buhner, some of the names that we already know, but the full announcement will come this weekend on Saturday. Looking forward to it.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Tremendous start to Hard Knocks. I mean, it was just so good. We're going to go through it in great detail here at 7:30. But just overall, Brock, a lot of Derek Hall, DeMarcus Lawrence, Spoon, Cooper Kupp, Sam Darnold, Brady Russell, Mike, obviously, a little bit of John.
Spoon.
It was great.
Yep.
It was great. I really enjoyed it.
Did you think you would enjoy it as much as you did?
I was pretty psyched. I mean, I was watching it as Morris said she couldn't believe how quickly you were there saying, oh my God, Sam fumbled the ring. And I was like, oh yeah, I watched that 5 minutes ago. I was, as soon as it was ready, I was ready.
I was trying to finish my work first.
No,
Mark.
No, that's a no. That's a hard no. Absolutely not. We just talked to Rylie Mills. You want to hear what Adam Dirty said about him yesterday?
Yeah.
He was asked about how he'd done in these one-on-ones with Mason Richmond.
Yeah, did you watch Rylie Mills for the rest of practice? He was dominating. So, I think Riley's doing a great job. Seeing Rylie stand up, and it's just, Like Riley's what it's about. He loves football. He trains for it every day, and he's always looking for improvements, and he's doing great. It's just he's around great players too, and he's humble enough to learn off them.
At first, you think it's a soccer conversation.
No, he's dominating, Brock. Dominating.
It's not a soccer conversation. Right. By the way, you know that hipster band out there, if you're looking for a new name to your bands, From the Shade to the Nine.
From the Shade to the Nine.
Or just Shade to the Nine. Shade to the Nine.
Actually, not a bad name for a band. Kind of like an emo band or something.
Yeah.
Shade to the Nine.
Shade to the Nine.
All right. Hard Knocks was phenomenal. We have 2 or 3, 4, 5 cuts. Maura has been diligently working as the sound hound back there. As I keep being like, well, what about this one? Well, maybe we could add this one.
Yes. And she knew it, by the way.
She knew it was coming.
I don't think you were.
I heard about it.
Well, no, I think
Yeah, I knew it was coming. Yeah.
I think I made a comment to Brock about how I thought he was going to be the one asking for a lot, so he purposely hasn't asked me for any.
Yeah, she thought I had turned off my system.
I came at
I know he's going to ask me. I know what he's going to do. I know him.
I came at her from the blind side, like, oh, you know what else we could use? Is this cut. You know what else was pretty good was this cut here. All right, if you missed any of Hard Knocks, you've got to hear some of this. There are some incredible insights into what makes this team tick. It's next on Brock and Salk.
You hear about it first on Seattle Sports.
A-Rod, what are you doing this weekend?
I got a call from Mr. John Stanton. He invited me to the very special weekend to be part of the top 50, so I'm very excited.
Was this important to you?
I've been getting booed there for 27 years, so I kind of had lost hope this story would come full circle, and I'm over the moon, and thank God for the opportunity.
Watch in its entirety on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
All right. When's the last time you got in there? When's the last time you got into your crawl space and checked everything out? How about your attic? Oh, has it been a while for you? Yeah, same here. But thankfully, you don't have to. That's what Crawl Pros is for. They will go where you don't want to, certainly where I don't want to. And they can figure out if you got any problems with rodents or maybe if you've got any insulation issues. Has your house been incredibly hot every time it gets a little warm out? If so, that just might be a lack of insulation. And Crawl Pros can help you with that. Even better, they can help you pay for it because the utility companies have significant rebates that could save you thousands of dollars on a project. So don't just assume that your crawl space and attic are in good shape. They might not be. Do what I did. Call Crawl Pros, have them come out, schedule that free corner-to-corner inspection, and learn if you got any issues with water intrusion, mold, rodents, or damaged insulation, anything in your crawl space or attic. Schedule it right now. Go to crawlpros.com.
Hi, thanks for calling Uline.
Wait, did the phone even ring?
Nope.
Okay, so you answered before the ring. But now you're going to put me on hold, right?
We don't do that here. We're real people answering the phone, ready to help with your order when you are.
Uline has thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline, we warehouse for you.
Dealing with divorce and custody issues can be terrifying and very lonely, but you don't need to face it alone. Goldberg Jones has been helping Northwest husbands and fathers for more than 30 years. Thousands of men have put their trust in us. You can too. Learn more at goldbergjones.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Hey, Brock Heward here for my favorite East Side restaurant, Sea Star Restaurant and Raw Bar, and my good friend Chef John Howie, who wants to buy you dinner. All you need to do is make a reservation Sunday to Thursday after 8 p.m. You come in, enjoy your meal as always, and when you're finished, roll the dice. Roll a 6, and Chef John will buy your dinner. 100% of all food charges will be removed from your bill. How fun is that? You feeling lucky? Then come roll the dice. Make your reservation now at SeaStarRestaurant.com. That's SeaStarRestaurant.com.
Old windows cost you money and security. Lake Washington Windows and Doors installs energy-efficient, high-security windows that lower your bills and increase protection. With leak armor installation and lifetime warranties, you're protected for life. Choose LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
Keep summer outside where it belongs. Save $588 on every window and $1,088 on every door, plus free heat deflecting glass. Claim your free quote today, plus 12 months no payments. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
This is it. These are the nights. The ones where you laugh until you can't anymore. and smile until your head hits the pillow, where everything feels just right. Because it is. Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Must be 21 and over. Please gamble responsibly.
The champs are back.
Really excited to get going.
Nobody covers Seahawks training camp like the home of your Super Bowl champions, Seattle Sports.
When it comes to my policy, Farmers gives it to me straight, so there's no surprises.
It's your coverage. You should never be confused.
You hear that? An insurance provider with a conscience.
We're a choir, but yes, we have that too.
Straightforward coverage you can literally understand. That's what you get when
you have Farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or Affiliate. Products not available in every state.
Your bathroom deserves a refresh. Call it a mid-season upgrade. Dave Wyman here for Fast Home Services, and right now, take advantage of 15% off a tub or shower refresh. Want to upgrade further? Bidet seats install for just $3.99. From leaks to full upgrades, it's the same plumbing expertise you've trusted since 1986. Call 1-800-THINK-FAST to book your free in-home estimate, or visit fasthomeservices.com for a virtual quote in seconds for water heaters, plumbing, HVAC, and electrical services.
I'm not one to say I told you so, but I switched to Pure Talk over a year ago, and ever since, I've been telling people there's no better wireless company out there. Well, a few months ago, a massive survey was conducted. 123,000 people were asked to rate their wireless carrier in 4 categories: coverage, support, data, and overall value. Well, the results are in. Guess which wireless company was the only wireless company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. 5 stars, every category. To celebrate, Pure Talk is offering the first 3 months of any plan for just $15 a month, including their top-tier unlimited plan. No contract, no commitment, just a very inexpensive way to test drive the only American wireless company with 5 stars in every category. Just dial pound 250, say micro, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service will take it from there. Again, pound 250 micro. And yes, I told you so.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Incredible last night. Just absolutely loved having the opportunity to watch Hard Knocks, focused on the team that we follow and that we pay attention to. I could watch an episode of this every night.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be bored. I don't need it once a week. Give it to me every night for a month. I would be like glued to the TV. I thought it was incredible seeing behind the scenes of something I really care about. And yeah, we talk about this every day. I do have a ton of different.
I got 8 little tidbits.
You got 8? Well, let's just start with the very beginning. Like, the beginning was awesome.
There's nothing like the view from the top. The Seahawks are the reigning Super Bowl champs. They have every reason to crow.
That's the eagle, the bald eagle there at the VMAC, hanging out.
Perched atop the NFL, you'd think they'd be sitting pretty. But this summer in Seattle, there are monster expectations.
Oh, that would be Derek Hall's gigantic
especially after
truck.
The way they trucked everyone in last year's postseason.
His truck that didn't even fit. They needed to get one of those 72-millimeter IMAX screens just to get Derek Hall's truck in there. Unbelievable. So great. But even like right from that opening 30 seconds, you're like, okay,
I'm in.
This is going to be freaking awesome. I'm so in. Yes. I loved it.
Yeah, that just right away jumped out to me, and the whole production of it. And you know it. You could see all the trucks down there, all the infrastructure, all the humanity, all the people. What did we figure out, Salk? It's like 2,100 hours in a week of shooting tape to get to your 50 minutes of production. Crazy. On top of the writing. I mean, the amount of resources as someone that have been in the business and in that world and understanding how much commitment and cost and resources it takes to do that, it was phenomenal. I mean, just phenomenally shot.
Well, jokes aside, can you imagine how hard then it must be to do something like that Love Island where you're putting out 5 a day? Or 5 a week, rather? Like they're taking all the exact same amount of film, right? It's all day. They're taking all that in and then editing it.
Song. Don't you ever compare Hard Knocks to Love Island.
I'm going to compare the editing of it.
Ever.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like, it's tremendous what these guys are able to do.
I could never be an editor because, as you guys know, I just cut like every single piece of stuff.
Yes.
Well, you might need
Hard
this
Knocks
one.
would be 300 hours long.
Yeah. Maura, we're going to need an editor for our editor.
Yes.
All right. First thing you had to notice was Sam fumbling the ring. I mean, you couldn't not notice
it's
it.
just so beautiful.
Everybody gets their ring, and the guy with the fumbling problem drops his ring. I mean, you can't.
So good.
You can't write it.
And his
Forgetting about the
face.
HBO writers, Brock,
yeah.
he fumbled his ring.
Yeah. And his face, and looking at the camera, like, oh, of course, of course. Did you get that? Is that gonna make the cut? Yeah.
Shocking and unbelievable. I mean, just you couldn't write that. Absolutely couldn't write it. You want to go with one, or we can go back and forth?
Oh, I would say again, if you want to go chronologically, you want to kind of throw all your different cuts here. I would also just say big picture. Like, how did anybody Kirk Herbstreit used to say this, growing up in the Midwest and watching the Rose Bowl was like the beginning of hope, right? The cold, the gray, the nasty, and then there's the Rose Bowl, January 1st, sunshine, the mountains. It just was like the hope of spring.
Right.
How could anybody not watch that from afar and go, oh my gosh, that place is unbelievable. That lake, those mountains, the bald eagles. Like, if you had never visited, you had no idea.
And all those same people who probably just watched the World Cup just a couple of weeks ago,
True.
right? Like, how many times you have to see this city and this region to be like, my God, it's just so beautiful.
July, August, September. There's
unreal.
very few places on planet Earth like it.
Let's see. A couple other things I loved. So here was John Schneider on the Witherspoon contract and how upset he was about this Ian Rappaport report that had come out. And if you remember, Rappaport had said, whatever, it doesn't even really matter.
The team is going to make him the highest paid corner, and they're not accepting
But then, it sounded like he didn't want Witherspoon to get all upset.
Spoon got wigged out, not last night, the previous night, because Ian Rappaport reported that we were making him the highest paid guy, and he's not accepting it, da-da-da-da. So I called Ian and was like, hey man, like, you need to call the agent and tell him that's not coming from us, Mo talked to Spoon, everything's fine. He's like, he gets it, he's in a good spot now.
I just think that's really great behind the scenes. And I know people said, oh, it means Rappaport got it wrong. Generally it does, but I don't think in this case that's what happened. John's just trying to make sure that Spoon's not upset, thinking that they were out there leaking it, and he's I don't want that on our head.
That's right. That's right. I don't want this guy upset with us. I don't want him thinking I'm leveraging this negotiation through Ian Rappaport in the media. So I call Ian up. I call, make sure he calls the agent up. Mo there is Mo Kelly. Mo Kelly, again, one of these connective pieces. How could you not watch that show and see all these conversations we have about connection and how it is just all over that building? And John's going to lean into Mo Kelly, former teammate of mine back in the day, whose office is right off the locker room, who's connected to that team in a way. He's kind of a liaison to the players that management can't be. But there's a trustworthiness there and a connection there. And yeah, Mo, you go make sure that player understands this is not from us. And that agent and Ian better understand we're not going to leverage this thing through the media. Not the way we're going to do it. Certainly not with this guy that we love as much as we do. I thought pretty cool in the car too with Spoon there, is he kind of shared his perspective, right? Like, it's hard. It's a really hard position to play in this league. And you could argue right there behind quarterback is the most difficult position from a degree of difficulty and all the things he's asked to do. There's a good argument.
Yeah, my big takeaway with those two guys is this deal is going to get done, and probably very soon. Like, there just seems to be too much willingness on both sides for this thing to get done. So where there's a will, there's a way.
Unless this agent going to try to do something and we've seen this, right? Russell's agent tried to do it. Hey, man, that's fine for everybody else on the roster.
Right.
But our guy's going to be set up differently. We're not going to follow the same constraints as everybody else.
I just get the sense there's just seems to be too much will there for it to get done on both sides. My hope and assumption is that within the next week we probably see something get done. Just a gut feeling. Let's see, Mike, awesome. We played some of the Phil Jackson stuff earlier. I thought that was incredible. Going through what it means to actually put the team before yourself and how much farther you can go. I love the guys nodding, but the highlight had to be the conversation with Brady Russell. So if you weren't watching last night, there were some fights at practice the other day, and Derek Hall, kind of a bit of a cheap shot on Brady Russell.
Head neck came in there and just went for the head neck.
And then Adam Dirty comes over and it's like, hold up. Not Brady's not like without fault here. He took some shots at Derek Hall saying he changed once he got paid, which I was, I don't know, like who cares? But whatever. Apparently that was a big deal, and Mike dealt with it.
I'm disappointed in D Hall. Like, why would you come in and go behind the guys?
I'm just telling you, the thing Brady said to him, bro. Like, they're the things that chip away at.
I didn't know he said that. When did he say that?
He said it on the sideline. I was heard him. I'm kind of trying to just keep it calm.
Yeah. Hey, Brady, I'm good with us, like, trash talking, but, like, I think you kind of crossed the line. Like,
is there?
I know emotions are high, but, like, it's kind of a chotch thing to tell
What
D
you
Hall.
got, Mac? Yes, sir.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
You know, he's your teammate. Like, you should be happy for him. Now, if he does a cheap shot, like, tell him he's out of line for a cheap shot.
I guess that's kind of what I felt like I was doing.
You know?
Because of his slam on Cable Dude. But
that's fair, you know. But like,
I agree.
All right.
That's good stuff.
Kind of a chotch move.
That's good stuff right there. That's dealing with confrontation in a heated moment. And by the way, Brady did it after, right? So Dirty kind of protected his guy, like, oh yeah, D Hall did that, but no. That was dirty from D Hall, and that's how you hurt somebody. Seriously, Cable Dude's like foot gets caught in the ground or whatever, he tears ACL. Like it wasn't Frank Clark from behind sucker punch, but it was from behind, like neck. I don't even know what that was. Like just tear him down to the ground from behind. So then I think I'll kind of defend Brady there. Like, don't do that. Don't be that guy. You changing now because you got paid? You're going to go cheap shot a teammate like that? And Dirty made it sound almost like
it was the other direction.
Yeah.
All right.
But bottom line, you deal with it. And bottom line, you're going to lose it. And bottom line, tempers flare. And I've seen a lot of coaches in my life, so they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't go hit it head on. They wouldn't hear from both sides with it. They would just kind of protect one interest or
handles
whatever.
it in just such a calm way. Like,
That's right.
Hey, come on, man. Like it does sound a lot like parenting. I mean, we talked about that all the time with Pete, but I think you could hear it. Any parent who's had a conversation with either of their kids about fighting with each other knows that like there are moments to yell at them, and then there's moments where you're like, hey, come on. Like, let's just both be adults here, right? Like, hey, don't do that. That's kind of a chotch move. I've never said that necessarily, but it does come out of his mouth. I said it to Brady Russell earlier, Brock. I cannot get over Leonard Williams just absolutely destroying Derek Hall in a wrestling match. Yeah. And like it was the easiest thing. Like it was like Ray Roberts picking me up and putting me on that table that day.
You said it to Rylie Mills, not to Brady Russell.
Oh, I'm sorry. To Rylie Mills. Excuse me. But wow.
Yes.
I mean, just.
Yeah, what are you doing, dude? Really? You're going to try to do that?
It was incredible. He's the top dog, right? Like, he's the alpha of the alphas on this team. You could see it there. I think you could see it when he and Jaron Reed were just like, hey, what's up? Like, just the way they talk to each other. And they kind of, and look, I love Derek Hall, but like, they kind of treat him like
Ernest,
the goofy
Ernest is up there. You get a sense of that. D Hall is the young alpha, like kind of the climber. But as far as the guy at the top of the mountain, the king of the hill, like Schwarzenegger and Pumping Iron, like I'm at the top of the mountain. Yeah, that's Leonard Williams.
It's Leonard Williams,
that's
man.
Leonard Williams.
Like that is the guy where they're all like, yeah, and then there's Leonard. He's like a totally different thing.
Yep. And then on the other side of the ball, right? It's kind of funny. You got Ernest, you got Leonard, you got D Hall, you got DeMarcus Lawrence. You got a lot of and then on the other side of the ball,
there's a lot of juice with DeMarcus Lawrence. What did he refer to Brandon Peely vomiting as? Yoling or something? He used a phrase that I've never heard before.
Oh, interesting.
He called it yoling or yoking or something like that.
Yowling or something like that?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what that is, but he's clearly vomiting all over the field. So
all that on that side of the ball. And on the other side, you got like Sam.
No juice.
Cooper Kupp, JSN, just like just humility, just like
the opposite of juice.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that sounds like such a negative. The opposite of juice. I don't think they're like lifeless and listless.
No.
Mitch Garver is the opposite of juice.
True.
Yeah, that's not the opposite of juice. Abraham Toro is the opposite of juice.
No, but I mean, they're very calm. There's
very
not
calm.
The same.
Very calculated. Very cool. Very professional. And JSN is so freaking good. Like, just from a pure football perspective, if you watched only the football elements of that, you're like, that guy is unguardable, like in his body control and his strength and all of it. And then you see behind the scenes, where's Cooper Kupp? Cooper's in the QB meeting room, right? Like, he's in the receiver meeting room too, but he's also in the QB meeting room. Like, he sees the game and plays the game through that lens. And that is so unique and so different. And then he brings what he didn't have physically, all of that, to the Hortons and the Sheeds and the JSNs who do have it all physically.
How about Jadarian Price? I thought he looked great. Like, he looks so much better on the HBO cameras than he does each time I've been out there in practice. Not that he's looked bad, but, like, from those shots, he looked unbelievable. He looked fast, quick, change of direction, yoked, like all of it. He looked awesome, right?
Yes, he did.
And they want those running backs to be physical. I'm into that. Give me some physical running backs. You know I love that.
I think I said that like a month ago after watching practice. I was like, oh, running back's gonna have some cameos. And the running back coach, Thomas, gonna have some cameos in Hard Knocks.
We can't play any of it because we've already used up the dump button, unfortunately, on Add and Dirty. But he was
very animated.
Very animated.
Very animated.
Very animated. Very animated. All right. Well, it's fun, man. Any other thing you want to get out real quick for Blue?
Well, I loved they did, and even Rylie Mills hinted at this. What he enjoyed is they get to see Mike in front of them and have every day, right, in presenting, but to get to see Mike the dad and get to see Mike the father. And it was such a cool, here I am with Nicky Mamori. Here I am kind of coaching him up. Here I am in that moment. And then boom, here comes a ding from Steph. And here's my son doing, a dance. Like, it just kind of
that'd be the hokey pokey.
Hokey pokey. Yeah, the hokey pokey. Just kind of the humanity of it. I thought that was
I
really
assumed
cool
after the hokey
twist.
pokey and the right hand in or whatever that the next line from Liev Schreiber was going to be like, the Seahawks are going to need to be all in if they're like, I was waiting for them to use the hokey pokey.
I was a little worried about Jack and that golf club in his office.
Like, he might take it to a computer or something.
Well, just the glass.
Was there any surprise at all that Jack, his son, was wearing a Spoon shirt?
No,
none.
Zero.
There was
0.0.
no surprise. I was like, oh, he's wearing a shirt. That's going to have to be Spoon. Yep.
Yes.
Sure enough, that's exactly what it is. Let's do some Blue 88.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88, brought to you by Culligan Seattle.
We're going to go red, right, tight, close, sprint left, G, U corner, halfback, flat, on one. Ready?
Brock Heward tackles 3 football questions as only he can.
Blue 88.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, so one of the cool scenes in Hard Knocks involving Cooper Kupp is when he seemed to come over and help
watching
Mike
tape in Mike's
McDonald
office.
figure out a problem that had been bothering him.
Yep.
It looked like Mike had been working on something for a while, and Cooper came over and was like, oh, well, it's just like this. And he's like, oh, you're right. Yes. What do you think all that was?
Yeah, okay, just total speculation, total guess here, right? I'm just kind of putting the pieces of the puzzle together a little bit. It's in Mike's office. So Cooper obviously spends time in the coach's offices, the QB room, the receiver room, all of them. And he's sitting in there. This would be my hunch and my guess, is that they're watching some Rams tape, that Mike's watching the Rams, and trying to figure out some of their tendencies, and where did Cooper play, and what system did Cooper come from, and what does Cooper know inside and out? That McVay system. So my hunch and my guess is Mike is, and I may be dead wrong on this, and maybe something. I don't think Cooper's giving away state secrets with their own stuff. I don't think that there's anything Mike doesn't know, sitting in with Fleury and the meetings and all that. So my hunch or guess is it's either watching the Rams or somebody in that system, right? Somebody out of that tree, and like, hey, when they get into this formation or this 7-step drop or this, why are they doing this? And Cooper's like, oh, this is why we did that. This is why we were coached up to do that. And Mike's like,
right.
Thank you.
I think what he said was like, they're doing it from under center. It was
from
like,
under center.
It was just like a revelation moment.
Pretty cool. Just insight again into Cooper Kupp's football IQ. We can say that and talk about acumen and all of that. Getting to watch it in real time and the conversations Coop's having with Sam and with JSN and with the head coach. To be able to do that in all those different places, Salk, truly. That's one-on-one. There's not a lot of guys in the NFL capable of doing that.
All right, question number 2. All 3 coordinators spoke yesterday after practice, including new offense coordinator Brian Fleury. He's got a big transition to make, Brock. What will be the big challenges for him?
He does. I want to hear him answer it from position coach to play caller in just a second. But I did also love in that speech, and I think it was around the bowls, and Mike talking about connection, and he's right. Like, the players, you want to get your right family members are dependent on it. Everybody around you, like I get it. But if all you're about's getting yours, we won't do this, and we won't do it to our capability and take it all the way. Same thing with position coaches. If my position coach is just all about his position, my position looks good, my position's doing the right thing. Yeah, it's not just about your position. It's about the whole unit and then the whole team. Make that more important. Fleury's been in that as a position coach, a tight end coach, a run game coordinator. Now he's elevating the play caller. We've all talked about it. Here's him talking about that transition.
Obviously, you're overseeing the entire group. I'm used to installing into the entire group, but now just having to make sure that I'm paying attention to every aspect of every single drill. There are times as a position coach you can kind of hunker down in your bunker and just focus on your own guys, and now I don't have that luxury anymore.
No, you don't. You got to see the whole big picture. And I thought it was fairly telling, too. Again, I can't imagine Kyle Brown, Lundberg 3's takeaways from watching that last night. But in the big staff room, and that was a big staff room, that was one of my takeaways. Like when Mike is presenting, he's not presenting to like 8 coaches anymore. There's like 80 people in that room, right, gathering information. Who was sitting next to him? Brian Fleury, right? The 2 coordinators up there just sitting next to him. Like that's the way it goes. President goes down, next up, vice president, right? Next up, Speaker of the House, whatever that pecking order is. Right here, it's obviously, Dirty's and would probably be next man up. Leslie Fraser's on staff. Fun to see him kind of represented a few different times. But yeah, that transition now for Mr. Fleury, not just play calling, but perspective. Not about a position, about the whole unit. There will be some growth in that over the course of the season.
All right, question number 3. I'm always fascinated with what Jalen Milroe's doing. He joined Wyman and Bob yesterday. Brock, what'd you learn?
2 words that only come with time on task. And this was Jalen saying those 2 words and what he's focused on through this camp and certainly when he gets the ball in his hands this preseason.
And so, from my standpoint, I just saw football in different lenses. And so, understanding what makes me unique as well, not losing sight of that, but also approaching it as far as being better than I was the day before. Right? That's the biggest thing. Like, even this cycle of the new season, like, be better this training camp than I was last training camp. Just going back to the nutritional base of just, playing fast, free, and fearless when it comes to everything. And so when answering the development aspect of it, it's just all about stacking good days and not getting complacent through the process.
I like alliteration. And triplets, fast, free, fearless. He even threw a free in there. He's so fast, he threw it. I didn't even hear the free the first time around and listen to that cut.
He's that fast.
Free, fast, free, and fearless. And there's a fine line, man. Like, and I think every player walks this, and you got to understand who you are. Who are you as a radio host? I love Colin Cowherd, but there's some things I'll never be Colin Cowherd, right? Or I love this analyst, right? But I got to be me. And I think for Jalen, when you watch Sam and Drew, there's a way they play the game, and you got to take pieces of that, and you certainly got to play within the pocket in those confines, but then you also got to be you, and you is fast, free, and fearless. And I thought last time, certainly in the preseason and even some of those regular season snaps, not uncommon. A rookie, the whole thing is faster than you've ever had it, right? You're trying, you're thinking, and you're processing, and you're not playing fast and free and fearless. That'll be a big key for him a week from Saturday, where I think you're going to get a ton of snaps against those Dallas Cowboys at home.
Well, there you go. That is today's Blue 88. Every morning we do that at 7:45. I like full go football mode after Hard Knocks. Like I can't believe I'm doing
it was a
I'm
unique,
sorry I've said that 100 times today, but it's true. I'm blown away.
Well, it was I think I tweeted this. It was a unique viewing experience going from that and reliving all the past, but yet pushing ahead, right? Like, started with the rings, started with the ego, like, this is so awesome, right? Almost like a dopamine hit, right? Or just like, this is great. And then you run it forward, like, yes, let's go.
There's only one problem.
And then let me
Hard
flip
Knocks.
over to the Mariners.
Well, we'll get there in a moment. There's only one problem with Hard Knocks, and that it's not long enough. Honestly, I want more.
It's very
I
true.
truly just wanted more of it. Like, I want like a Hard Knocks A and a Hard Knocks B, where like, okay, A is for the rest of the world, B is for everybody who's super serious about. Like, if you can't get enough, we'll give you a second hour only. Like, I'd pay a little more. You want a little extra money, HBO?
Oh, a little bonus footage? Oh, you want a little bonus footage?
Yeah, I mean, you still got to put it together. I still want it to be, like, edited.
You don't want just all of Maura's edits?
No, especially not today. We've already, unfortunately missed one curse word. I can't trust Maura right now. She cut so much sound. We started letting the...
Well, when an Englishman says the yes word, yes.
You can stop telling everyone because they don't know.
Sorry, Maura, my bad. Am I selling you out?
You're a good teammate.
Yes, a bunch. Yeah. You're about to get neck dropped.
I've always been a pretty bad teammate in terms of throwing my
producers
under the bus.
She's going to sneak in from behind, and she's going to chokehold and snap you backwards.
But honestly, Brock, I just couldn't get enough. And I already can't wait for next week, and I can't wait to learn more about it. It's just been an absolute blast. Okay.
But then you flipped over.
I made sure to watch right at 6 to see. I wanted to see the new lineup. I wanted to see how it all looked. I wanted to see what it all looked like out on the field. I know what it looks like on paper. Brock, what does it look like out on the field? What did we watch last night? It's next on Brock and Salk.
The champs are back.
So great. Weather's awesome. Guys are in good spirits.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, has your sideline pass every day with Bump and Stacy live from the VMAC from 10 to 2.
We're going to be able to take in practice all week long.
Then Wyman and Bob from 2 o'clock all the way up to Mariners pregame at 6.
Byron Murphy is with us. How are you, man? Put in the work every day,
The very latest news, insight, and exclusive analysis at seattlesports.com.
August is always a time of excitement because football is back. But anyone that watches practice or preseason games knows how much work needs to be done before the season starts. If you're feeling the same about your home project, Harley Exteriors wants to help you get a head start on making sure your home is ready for fall football nights. $500 off each window, $750 off patio and entry doors, and $200 off your final project. Spend a few minutes with the folks at Harley Exteriors during your free estimate, and you'll realize you have a lot in common. They love our local teams, they're good at what they do, and they'll take care of your home. Use Harley Exteriors to complete your home project this month and receive 12 or 18-month promotional financing.
Qualified buyers only. Subject to credit approval and lender terms. Minimum purchase of 4 qualifying windows required. Windows must be 36 by 36 inches or larger. No size minimum on patio or entry doors. Financing subject to approved credit. Offers cannot be combined with other promotions. Offer expires August 31st, 2026.
HarleyExteriors.com.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
When it comes to your home's water, Culligan makes it better. Say goodbye to hard water, odors, and rusty iron stains. Plus, a Culligan Whole House PFAS system is the only system certified to reduce 99.99% of forever chemicals and over 70 other harmful contaminants. Start with a free water test and let Culligan recommend the right solution for you and your water. Ask about 12-month, no payment, no interest financing too. Visit Culligan.com. Impurities may not be in your water.
Hey Seattle, Jake Bobo from Techline Roofing. Are you in the market for a new roof? With the strongest workmanship warranty in the business, Techline Roofing has you covered. Take advantage of our easy financing and our summer special. Trust Techline.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Back to school starts now. Get long-lasting battery life on the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core so you can work from anywhere. Now starting at $699 with exclusive student pricing starting at $599. Complete your setup with savings on select monitors and must-have electronics and accessories. Limited time deals and free shipping on PCs and more await you at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like head administrator for a state-of-the-art surgical center.
What can I do for you, Doc? We need to talk about the lights. Ah, the mood lighting, relaxing, right? Much better than those old hospital vibes. A hospital's supposed to have hospital vibes. You seem tense. Let's dim the lights a bit.
This is the time for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Here it comes. Possibly the biggest online midsummer auction anywhere of heavy equipment, trucks, tools, lumber, and much more. Presented by the Murphy Auction Company, bidding gets underway at 10 a.m. Thursday, August 6th, and closes at 10 a.m. August 13th. Featured items include a 2020 Bobcat E32i excavator with less than 1,000 hours, a 2016 Freightliner 2100 Hydrovac truck, a 2011 John Deere 310J 4x4 backhoe, and much more. 10 excavators, 4 backhoes, 11 forklifts, 5 boom and scissor lifts, 5 rollers, 28 golf carts, and more than 60 heavy trucks. But wait, there's more. Attachments, roll-off boxes, shipping containers, contractor tools, lumber, and much more all go into the highest bidder. Preview all items August 11th and 12th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our location in Marysville, 3803 136th Street Northeast. For pictures, catalogs, and all details, visit murphyauction.com.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get in the freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, I lied to you earlier. I will remedy that here in just a moment, I promise. I'll remedy it in just a sec. I said something wrong, and I want to make sure I clarify for the record. I should also just first tell you guys.
We need here's the things for tomorrow.
Yeah, this is getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
Had a couple really slow weeks.
So
you had to tweet last week, and we finally got a couple last minute
So what do you think? You think it's just because it's a little more complicated now with the extra
Probably.
button in there or something?
Probably.
You got to
Yeah.
press the plus button at the bottom of the Seattle Sports
Maybe we
app,
haven't been
right?
entertaining enough to give them topics.
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but we certainly haven't said anything worthy of being made fun of. I don't know what it is, but it's been on the decline a little bit recently. And so, reaching out to you guys. If you got a message to leave us, about the Seattle sports scene.
It's
if
our
it's funny,
boss's favorite segment, so help keep us employed, please.
She listens. So
Boss Lady likes you guys.
Don't embarrass us, okay? Try to help us out. Go download the Seattle Sports app and leave us a message for Here's the Thing. You start by just clicking that plus button, and then you can leave a message from there. It's pretty easy. Have some fun with it, or be serious, rant, rave, whatever you got to do. All right, I'll apologize, Brock. I lied earlier. I didn't lie, but I got it wrong. I said there was nothing redeeming about last night's Mariners game, and that's not true. Dae-Ho Lee threw out the first pitch, and it was freaking awesome. That was unbelievable. By far the highlight
Was
of
it
the
an
game.
ice cream sandwich?
Dude, did you see the pitch?
No.
Oh, he threw a dart. He threw like a two-seamer. It had like a little arm side run to it.
What?
Dude, it was awesome. He threw a dart. It was amazing.
I love Dae-Ho.
Everybody loves Dae-Ho. You're not supposed to tell the story about the ice cream. That was supposed to be a secret of him going into the back in between innings when he was DHing and just eating
statute of limitations.
soft-serve
Nobody
ice
is
cream.
around anymore. Don't worry about
Scott
it.
Service be like, "Where's Dae-Ho? Oh, he's in the back eating another soft serve ice cream. Okay, could come back out here. It's time to hit." That guy was amazing.
I mean, if we got a soft serve ice cream machine here at work.
Yeah, I'd be there going in between
often?
breaks. Yeah. It's like, it's the 8:30 break, 8:24. I'm in the back. I'm grabbing a little soft serve. I think that's what Aaron Goldsmith does every day. He makes sure to grab some soft serve.
So that was redeeming. That was fun.
That was fun.
Lineup surprised you in any way, shape, or form?
I was pretty ambivalent on what the lineup would look like. And so, no, I mean, I think I told you, we'll see where Taylor Ward and Brendan Donovan slide in. I don't know whether they right away jump into the top. Neither looked good. The whole line, they looked awful last night.
Yeah.
Team looked awful. Totally uninspired, totally lifeless, totally the opposite of what you might have thought they would look like coming off of a trade deadline where their management said, okay, we're going to give you guys another shot here. And it's possible it was just Troy Melton. I mean, like, I know that there's nothing more infuriating to hear than you tip your cap to the opponent.
I mean, you saw
that
Friday
guy has
night
been
game.
Unbelievable here for the last month. He's been one of the best pitchers in baseball.
You saw that Friday night game with Dylan Cease pitching. Was that Dylan Cease? Because, I mean, that night you looked at him and went, oh, good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
And I think he threw a no-hitter the next time out, Dylan Cease. And I know
– and that's kind of what Melton's been here recently. He's done that. There was somebody else recently who I was like, yeah, good luck. Like, that dude, the way he's going tonight, maybe it was Roki Sasaki until he eventually just lost it, where you're just like, yeah, unfortunately, that guy's got it tonight and you don't. And, like, there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it. Maybe it was just that. But the combination of that – and an error, and having your new addition come in and give up a 4 spot in a third of an inning, it really, and then getting passed by teams that sold at the deadline. The Orioles, the Tigers, like the Rangers, those teams all sold.
Rangers didn't really sell.
All they did was trade Josh Smith, and they tried to trade everybody.
Yeah, they tried.
Okay, but like they were of the belief that they were sellers. You took the approach that you were buyers, and I know it's one game; it doesn't mean all that much. But it was really hard to see last night. That was a tough one, man. That was I thought the low. What I hope will end up.
I think it was the most embarrassing. Like there's tougher losses where you give it up, and there's excruciating losses where it's painful, and we talk about how unkind baseball is, and how hard it can be. That was the most embarrassing loss of the year. I think it's fair to characterize it that way. And I've heard the words awful. I've heard abysmal. I've heard those things from people over there, speaking to the, this first half and now all the way to the trade deadline. But that was, that was frankly embarrassing.
The lifelessness, I think, is what hurt. And because it came off of, look, we talked to Passan yesterday, and he said it was not set in stone that they were going to buy like that.
They considered it. They listened on Randy Arozarena. They listened on George Kirby. They listened on Emerson Hancock. And, while I could see Kirby or Hancock perhaps getting moved over the winter, maybe even before the lockout, I think this team right now, what Jerry Dipoto and Justin Hollander have done is give them the opportunity to prove over the last 50 games that they are who we thought they were, and that they're not going to handicap them. In fact, here you go. Here's a piece that we really could use in Taylor Ward. Now go out and show us that this is a team that can go win a World Series, which talent-wise, I still think they can.
Yeah, the problems you run into are that we've still yet to really see it with any degree of consistency. Correct. You are now started this 24-game stretch where the schedule is murder. And as Jeff went on to say later in that interview, he was hoping they can go 12-12. Well, now you got to go 12-11. And by the way, even if you go 12-12, it's not
You're still 3 games under 500.
That's right. And so if the Rangers or the Astros, rather, either team really during that time goes a few games above 500,
you're 6, 7. You could be 6 back.
You could be 6, 7, 8 back by the time you get to September. And the schedule eases up, and it's not impossible to come back, but you can really write your ticket out of this thing in a hurry. And so the home games are going to feel extra crucial because of the problems this team has had on the road. A game against the Tigers, the games against the Blue Jays are going to feel extra crucial. Obviously, the ones against the Astros, because it's going to be a real slog going on the road to face the Yankees, to face the Brewers, to see the Phillies and Cubs at home. And now you got to go better than 500 here in these next 23 games.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, right alongside that cut from Passan, in kind of the start of it too, or one of the different answers was, this team's 3 under 500, right? And many times when you're 3 under 500 and your offense is bottom 10 in just about everything, sell. You're in the NL West, you're selling. You're in the NL Central, you're selling. But you're in the AL West and you're in the American League, and you want to believe in the talent and the track record.
You are a week away from being in first place. You're also a week away from being 7 out. And that's the reality of being 3 back, which is where the Mariners find themselves. And then you had this yesterday from Jerry Dipoto talking through some of the challenges they had at the deadline. It's a little hard to hear, but listen carefully here.
I know this is going to sound absurd to say. This is a tough roster to improve. We've not played well. We've underperformed our talent level, but finding upgrades from a player perspective in any of these positions leads you back to the best player, probably the one we have, with the exception being that we wanted to really add to that bullpen, and we knew we needed to add to, especially our D left lineup.
So I don't know if you can hear it well or not, but what Jerry said there and at the beginning is tough to hear, I think, as a fan. Like, he says, I know this is going to sound absurd, but it's a tough roster to improve. And if that's the only line you hear, I think a lot of fans are going to be like, no, it's not. Just make it better.
Yeah, and you did.
It shouldn't be hard to improve a team that is 3 games under 500.
And I think, we've talked through that a lot and with Jeff a lot. Julio ain't going anywhere. Cal ain't going anywhere. You committed to these guys. Cole Young's not going anywhere. Naylor's not going anywhere.
And I think that's ultimately what he's trying to say, right?
That's right.
Is like, yeah, obviously the lineup could be better, but the best ways to improve it right now, you'd be taking guys out of the lineup who are the ones that are actually hitting. I mean, last night's a good example. You had one point in that game where you had an opportunity to kind of change the momentum of it, right?
Yep.
You were down 3-0, first and second, 1 out for 2 of your 3 best players, right? It was Cal and Naylor. It was Naylor and Cal who came up next. Both guys struck out.
That's right.
That's your game. Okay,
Naylor
were you supposed to make a trade to get somebody better than Cal in that spot there?
Right.
Like, you're not going to do that. You need Cal to show up and do his thing. So I understand being handicapped a little bit by that. But I do think that's why the facelift conversation was so intriguing. Like, something's not working. And to see them come out last night, of all nights, as lifeless as they looked, I think was very hard to see coming off of the trade deadline. We'll talk to Jason Benetti, who was calling the game for the Tigers side of things. Friend of the show, of course. He will join us in 20 after everything you need to know next.
Seattle Sports, home of Wyman and Bob, 2 to 7.
Seahawks out here, Hard Knocks, film crew is out here. You kind of have to look for them. They did take up the whole gravel parking lot out there with all their trailers. Oh, did they? Yeah, but I think Mike McDonald, this is right up his alley, right? Like how to ignore it and don't worry about all of that stuff. He's all about that. It's going to be interesting to watch what footage they use, and they're out there recording everything. They got it dialed in. They've done this before.
On Seattle Sports. Watch live or later on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
30 years ago, Davis Law Group was founded to be the best law firm for our clients and our community. Our core values are to win, help, and serve. It means our success is defined by the difference we make in our clients' lives and the impact we can have in our community, not by giant settlement checks or shiny offices. Our mission to lift up the vulnerable extends beyond the courtroom to our charity partners, promoting safety, uplifting students, accident victims, foster youth, and the elderly. If you've been injured and want better results for your claim and for all of Washington, call Davis Law Group today.
At Farmers, our honesty is contagious.
Wait, am I going to catch honesty?
Well, when you're with Farmers, it's kind of inevitable.
Well, how long does it take to... I lied to you when you asked if I knew what a deductible was. I don't know my dad's birthday, and I thought umbrella policies were for rainstorms. Actual rainstorms. I have it, don't I?
You don't just have honesty.
You have Farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or affiliate. Products not available in every state.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Are you finding it hard to stay cool in your home during hot weather? The issue is likely your window's poor quality and lack of heat deflecting technology. Adrian here, owner of Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Our windows are 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards and come with high-performance Sun Matrix glass, which can help keep the summer heat out. Combined with our leak armor installation, your comfort will be secured for a lifetime. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors, a name you can trust. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com.
Yay to Bruce, the streaming king.
With quantum fiber internet
He's gonna binge.
He wants more. He's got to have more.
More bedtime true crime.
More podcasts in the shower.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi has the power. More. Fast internet speed.
He's got the geeks to go big. Bring him the game
right now.
And his royal we.
More sports non-stop. His quantum fiber's on top. Ready to use.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service and speed in select locations only.
Drip Drop is doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. Trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro sports teams. Drip Drop is engineered to hydrate faster and more effectively than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. Stock up now at dripdrop.com and use promo code RADIO20 for 20% off your first order. That's dripdrop.com, promo code RADIO20.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You push yourself in everything you do, scanning headlines for insights, keeping an eye on the market. Robinhood puts you in control of your money, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. Call 800-948-7878. That's 800-948-7878. 800-948-7878. Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Running out of times you can come in and say, well, that was just a bad game. That was a really bad game for the Mariners yesterday. Totally lifeless, complete egg, post-trade deadline, the new roster, everything put together, and they just did nothing at all. 4 hits total, no extra base hits. You're not going to win like that. And then you make a big error. It's just not going to happen. Taylor Ward in his debut was 0 for 3. Brendan Donovan returned, went 0 for 4. Sir Anthony Dominguez made his debut as a Mariner wearing the same jersey number as Luis Castillo, and it didn't go well.
The 0-1, swinging to drive into the gap in right center field. Julio on the run, won't get there, and this one is gone. It clears the fence in right center field. The other way, Dylan Dingler with his 24th home run of the season. So the Tigers continue to add on, and they now lead 8-0.
Yeah, he gave up 4 runs in 1/3 of an inning.
Dingler gets me every time.
Saying the name, hard to say. And you want to make sure you say it right.
Dingler.
It's Dingler. Get that right.
Not Dirk.
Not Dirk.
No.
Not Dingler.
No.
Dylan Dingler.
Were those some kind of boos at the end.
Oh, those are definitely some boos. Here's what Dan had to say about Sir Anthony.
I mean, I think he just we found a lot of plate, and they were able to get on it pretty good and hit the ball hard. But it's a first outing with a new team. It's a tough one. It's difficult that way, but there's plenty more ahead with him, and he'll be just fine. And he just he got his feet wet tonight, got his feet on the ground, and now we can work with him a little bit and get him comfortable, and I think the next time out we'll be much better.
I thought Dan sounded anyway. I watched that press conference last night. I thought he looked and sounded a little more like what's going on? I mean, you hear it a little bit there. I thought you actually hear it even more here on the Colt Emerson one, where he just it kind of sounds like he just doesn't really know what to say.
I mean, he made an outstanding play on the contact play there to get the out at home. I thought, that kind of had to be a perfect throw at the plate, and he was able to deliver that, and got us into a really good position there. And then, like I said, we've seen him make that play, so many times, and it just wasn't one tonight that he made. But he will continue to work at it, and that's something that you don't see very often.
Yeah, I mean, it's a manager that's had these guys' backs for 113, 14 games. And believed in them, and even front office that believed in him over the trade deadline and didn't sell and didn't move, other than Luis, anybody from their major league roster. And you come out and you lay as embarrassing an egg as you have all year. Now, against a red-hot pitcher, I mean, this guy's been one of the best in the American League the last 2 years, but there was zero pressure, there was zero slug. It was continued.
And if you're going to do that, then don't make an error and play clean. And you're going to have to play even better.
Got to match it. Yep.
You're going to have to match it. You got to step up.
Got to get him out of the game.
They get back to it tonight. That's also true. Brian Wu on the hill tonight, and the Rangers and Astros both won last night. So yeah, it was about as bad a night as it could possibly be.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Too bad, too, because I kind of liked what they did during the day leading up to it. Not only did they add their two new guys, Ward and Dominguez, but then Brendan Donovan returns from the IL. Mitch Garver and Rob Refsnyder both released, and what I think is another message of, okay, we're not putting up with it anymore. Right. If you can't hit, you can't be here. We're going to put our best 26 out there, minus Cade, who's going to be coming up here at some point soon. And my guess is this also paves the way for, hey, look, if someone else isn't getting it done, you're going to see Michael Arroyo, who had 3 more hits last night. You just can't afford to sit around and wait anymore. You're 3 games out with less than 2 months to play. This is not, you can't have time anymore.
Yeah, I think when Jerry, you played the cut last segment, talks about, there's just not a lot of places on this roster that you could make change. Those were 2 you could. Mm-hmm. Those were 2 you could. That just 2 veteran guys that unfortunately were hitting a combined 300 between the 2 of them, if that. Rob had a glimmer of hope when he came back with the home run and the double, and really hoped down in L.A. that would kind of ignite things. It did not. It was more of the same, unfortunately. There just were not quality at bats, and you've got to reward guys who've earned the opportunity. Mm-hmm. And we saw it, when Pareda was up the first time, and Mitch, honestly, Pareda and Mitch kind of kept them afloat. Yep. Those guys were phenomenal when Kyle was out.
That whole 8-game win streak occurred while Kyle was not playing. So. Those are all the big moves they made yesterday. As Jeff Passan says, it's go time.
There's no way to predict when a team is going to start playing the way that we believe that the Mariners can. We've seen it in fits and starts this year. It just hasn't been consistent at all, and they need to go on a heater here. I don't know if it's the first week of August. I don't know if it's the middle of August. I don't know if it's the end or in September. But there need to be signs of life to validate all of the things that we have thought and now, perhaps to a lesser extent, still think about this team.
Well, how many games? It won 90 last year? 91?
I forget.
Somewhere around there, right? 90 and 72, I believe. Somewhere around there.
I thought it was better than that.
Was it?
I think so.
90 and 72.
All right, never mind.
Thank you, Ian. Thanks.
Yeah. All right.
Did you ever doubt my memory? 90 and 72. So to go 90 and 72 in the final 48, they got to go 35 and 13.
That feels unlikely.
35.
That might be an unreasonable expectation for what we've seen so far this year.
Here's the third thing
But
you need to know.
it also might not take 90 wins to win the American League West or even to get into a wild card this year. We'll see. Hard Knocks, Brock, just off to an absolutely incredible start last night. We've been talking about it really all morning long. There it is. Tell me you weren't just like walking around your house.
What are those things on my arm I'm getting right now?
Yeah, poor Mike couldn't remember what goosebumps were called. It's all right. It'll happen.
You know, my hairs.
Your little hairs are standing up? Woo. There was so much good stuff last night. Here's a little of Mike talking about the Michael Jordan Bulls.
MJ was MJ, right? There's another level to where he was able to take his game because he bought into this idea of team basketball. So why do I tell you that story? Like, in the NFL, guys, I really believe this, that the secret sauce of the NFL is connection. What if everybody was on the same page, going in the same direction, playing off one another, building each other up, not caring who gets the credit, and just going? And where could that take us? What if we could get the whole building involved in just creating this vision of who we want to become all the time? This is how we know when we go into games that we have the competitive advantage because we have this in our corner. All right, and this is the time of year to make it come to life.
Mm-hmm. And just reminded, for me, watching that, Salk, of just the evolution of the league in so many ways, that if there was a Hard Knocks in 99, I mean, just how many fewer people there are and resources and everything. I was back, and I walked up to the old facility when I was home over the weekend and out to Northwest College, just kind of looking at that facility on the practice fields out there and kind of reminiscing and thinking back to some of the memories there and to see where it is now and the leadership that it requires of Mike. When he talks about the entirety of the building, like the leadership it requires of him with all of the people involved in it. And it is a lot.
It's a lot.
But when you get the people to not be independent contractors, looking out for just their own stats, their own numbers, their own contracts, their own careers, and think about others in Super Bowls. And it's exactly what they did a year ago.
All right, that's everything you need to know. 1:15 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. Let's see, 9 o'clock tomorrow, I should say, Brock. We will start the 25 most intriguing Seahawks countdown, which will lead up to the first game of the season. That starts tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Also, today at 9:30, because we've been doing this every day, mostly at 9:30, we are on to the Seahawks blowout win over the Falcons from last year, which I impressed some people, obviously not Warren Sharp, but a lot of other people were impressed.
Tyler Brickner.
Yes, a lot of other people were impressed, just not everybody, I guess. So we will go through that and how they got that done against Kirk Cousins in about an hour. Up next, though, a little bit more baseball. Jason Benetti, friend of the show, good friend of Brock, former partner, called the game last night. He's in town with the Tigers, and every time he does, we like to get his observations on what he sees with the Mariners. So we'll do it next on Brock and Salk.
You hear about it first on Seattle Sports.
A-Rod, what are you doing this weekend?
I got a call from Mr. John Stanton. He invited me to the very special weekend to be part of the top 50, so I'm very excited.
Was this important to you?
I've been getting booed there for 27 years, so I kind of had lost hope this story would come full circle, and I'm over the moon, and thank God for the opportunity.
Watch in its entirety on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
Highlights don't win games. The full box score does. I'm Brock Hewitt, and most business leaders aren't short on data. They're short on clarity. Numbers are scattered across ERPs, CRMs, and spreadsheets, making decisions reactive instead of confident. And that's not how great businesses are built. Marquee IQ brings all your data together into one clear view, even if it lives in disconnected systems or offline, so you can see what's really happening and act faster. Stop running your business on highlights. Get the full picture. Visit datathatwins.com to see what Marquee IQ can do.
When you head to your local Toyota dealer to purchase a new car, ask them this question. Do you offer a lifetime powertrain warranty? If the answer is no, then visit Toyota of Kirkland if you're in the north or Toyota of Renton if you're in the south. Both stores protect your vehicles for life with powertrain warranties on all Toyota models outside of EVs. Not all Toyota dealers are built the same. Head to toyotaofkirkland.com and toyotaofrenton.com and receive a lifetime powertrain warranty on your next Toyota.
O'Brien.
Hey everyone, Rick Witters with Cressy Door. At Cressy Door, we offer top-of-the-line garage doors, garage door service, and garage door repairs. Residential or commercial, please consider Cressy Door for all of your garage door needs. Cressy Door.
This is Rick Jones of Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. As a family law attorney, I know firsthand the challenges and obstacles men face in divorce and custody matters. Our firm is committed to protecting what matters most, and we're on your team. Find us at goldbergjones.com.
Hey, Chuck here at Frank Lumber the Door Store in Marysville. We are back and open here Tuesday through Saturdays. If you're looking for doors, you need to come and see us. We have an incredible selection of doors to choose from, and currently you can take advantage of our quick turnaround time for pre-hungs and matchups. Please visit us here in Marysville at 1046 Cedar Avenue or Monday through Friday in Shoreline on 15th Avenue Northeast. And as always, don't forget to check us out online at franklumber.com.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this ad for your morning commute to wake you up, which could help your driving. Science says that stimulating the brain increases alertness. So here's a pop quiz. How many months have 28 days? What gets wetter as it dries? What has keys but can't open locks? If you don't want to hear the answers, turn off this Liberty Mutual ad now. 12 months, a towel, piano. Enjoy being fully alert.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
And we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Dobson Stuttgart reminds parents swimming is a healthy outlet for kids if we remember to put safety first. Make sure your children are visible by a responsible adult or lifeguard at all times. Sign your children up for swimming lessons and provide them a flotation device for added safety. Always check swimming conditions in advance and coach your kids to never swim alone. Best wishes to all our kids from the entire team at Dobson Stuttgart, the Northwest's finest Porsche service, sales, and storage facility. Online at DobsonStuttgart.com.
The champs are back.
Really excited to get going.
Nobody covers Seahawks training camp like the home of your Super Bowl champions, Seattle Sports.
Summer is for going big.
Julio! Dead center field, solo home run, 4-0 Mariners.
Summer is for showing out.
Crawford, out of the glove, Emerson to first. What a play!
Summer is for Mariners baseball.
Cal Raleigh with an RBI double. The big dumper comes through in the clutch.
Where else do you get 9 innings of eye-popping swings and snags? Plus fireworks that make your feet dance and your jaw drop. Oh yeah, and the guys have a dance of their own, a wind dance.
Party time at T-Mobile Park in the sunshine.
Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
The fun at T-Mobile Park continues today with the all-new Jimothy Night, featuring a Jimothy rookie card giveaway for the first 20,000 fans, thanks to Farmers Insurance. Then 50 season celebration weekend gets started Friday with Alumni Home Run Derby Night, presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
Hey, I know something you probably haven't done in a while. Climb into your crawl space or your attic. Yeah, me neither. Mike Salk here. And most homeowners avoid those areas for good reason. But it's important to check on them regularly, especially here in the Northwest, where groundwater can wreak havoc and many homes lack the proper insulation in these spaces. So when it's hot in the summer, your house gets even hotter. And guess what? When it's cold in the winter, your house gets even colder because you don't have enough insulation. The good news, you don't have to crawl into those dingy areas, because Crawl Pros will do it. They go where you don't want to. That's what they did at my house. They found a little rodent intrusion, and they found the insulation problem. So yeah, they can help you get it all fixed, just like they did with me. And if you need any work done, local utility companies offer rebates that could save you thousands on your project. Don't just assume that your crawl space and attic are in great condition. Do what I did. Call Crawl Pros today. Schedule a free corner-to-corner inspection at crawlpros.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Well, it's always fun when Jason Benetti's in town, usually with the Tigers, and gives us an opportunity to chat with him and see what he sees from his perspective. Well,
I mean, is it really?
I think it's fun. No,
'cause when the Tigers come to town a couple years ago, it just transformed their season.
It was pretty fun last year in the playoffs, wasn't it?
Well,
that was pretty fun.
I mean, it was gut wrenching.
I thought it was pretty fun. It was pretty fun to watch. Jason, good morning. How are you?
Hi, good morning. I was taking a drink of water because I thought your bickering was going to last an extra sentence or so.
Hey, that bickering has lasted for 17 and a half years, so what's another sentence or two?
Hey, how was your meal at Sea Star the other night, buddy? Good? John Howie and crew take care of you? What?
That place is normally a 10 out of 10, and it was like an 11 out of 10 the other night. First, I don't know if we ordered better or what, but the coconut cream pie, we have two people in our travel party who are like don't really like coconut type people, and they were floored by it, and I was one of them.
That's really funny.
I'm going to say maybe it was the absence of one person, on the crew that the last time we were there made some, made it a little uncomfortable for everybody else. Maybe that's why it was only a 10 out of 10 last time, Benetti, maybe.
Are you referring to one Brock Hewitt, the left-handed quarterback?
That's what I assumed he was doing.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Hey, I want to get to the game last night and the teams and all that. I just quickly saw on the broadcast the shots of you giving a nice check and a nice thing for Rick Riz yesterday for his Toys for Tots program. How did all that come together?
Yeah, so actually, it partially was organized by your former producer, Lydia, who's now with the Tigers, who decided, along with Chris Ilitch and the Tigers Sports and Entertainment, Ilitch Sports and Entertainment, to do something really nice for Rick, who is retiring, and we love Rick. He's always so kind when we get to chat and spend some time, and so. Yeah, we thought that we would do something nice for Rick and his charity, Toys for Kids. And then as we were presenting him the check, and I said, we're going to miss you. He said, well, I'll still be around. I said, the check does say retirement, Rick. It does say retirement. And he said, no, I'm not doing games, but I will be. I'll be around and watching games.
Is it like contingent on his like if he keeps coming back, is that money the check doesn't clear?
Yeah, there are a couple clauses on the back of the large check.
Were you standing on a stair or something? You looked a lot. Are you getting taller? Maybe you're getting taller since I haven't seen you in a while. Because you're towering over Rick.
I wear lifts. I decided that I'm going to go ahead and go for like 6'2", 6'3" from now on in life.
Nice.
Because, when you pair height with this gait, it looks better.
Yes. The big emo boots. You're wearing those. The big 6, 7 inch.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, steel-toed. I shop at Hot Topic twice a week.
Oh wow, that's got to look great on you. Can you tell that maybe we're avoiding talking about the game that we watched last night? Kind of where the Mariners are at. From your perspective, was that just that Troy Melton is on fire, or did the Mariners help him out quite a bit last night?
Well, if Troy Melton were healthy the whole year, if he had started the season on March 27th, he would be an all-star. And if he pitched like this, he would be in the conversation for the Cy Young Award. I mean, truly, he has an ERA that's sub-2, and he has peripherals that match. There's a lot of really good from Troy Melton right now. So you ran into somebody who I think fans are thinking about as a guy you could slide into the one spot after the Skubal trade. So it's not an exaggeration what you saw last night from Troy Melton. I mean, I also just don't really get the Mariners. And I know I'm preaching to the tabernacle choir here, but I just don't really get how you get a 5-10 slug out of Dom Canzone and you're still not really hitting for power. I know some of it's Cal, and the one at bat that intrigued me from Cal last night was Melton looked like he missed. He sprayed a fastball up and out, and then he went right back there and got a swing and miss on it. And then I was poking around on Cal and all that. He has 4 hits above the middle of the strike zone for extra bases this year, which is just shocking. I know the season's been shocking, but that specifically, that you could just go up there and ride that and attack him was surprising to me.
Honestly, Jason, that's 4 more than I would have guessed.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, that's how people have been getting him out all year. It's hard to say it because he was so unbelievable last year, and we all love Cal. But the biggest answer to that question of, I don't understand the Mariners and why are they so... Every time Cal comes up, it has been as close to an automatic out as you're going to find in baseball this year.
It's wild. It's really wild, and I really like the guy too. And you feel for him because you get anointed, and you have this season where you feel like you can't be beat, and then it's gone. This is a really hard game. It's a really hard, not like, hey, it's hard to hit, like have sympathy. That's not what I mean. It builds your ego and then snatches it away in an instant now, especially with all of the studying people do on each other. You have to patch your holes immediately, or they're going to get pulled open.
Mm-hmm. I believe, Jason, you had the Mariners the opening weekend of the season, first or Sunday night baseball game, and I think you left that weekend going, kind of confounding. These Mariners kind of confound Julio, just kind of confounding. And here we are 114 games into the season, 4 games under 500. They decided to stick with this roster, stick with this team, actually add a couple pieces into the deadline. So as you were poking around your little numbers that I know you love to do beyond Cal, what else jumped out to you?
And the defense. The defense is part of it. The metrics on the defense are bad. You guys have been watching it this year, but I thought microcosmically, we had just been talking on the telecast about the defense being wobbly, and then Colt Emerson makes a really nice play for a 6-2 out on a big chopper, and the tag was good. And then the next play he gets, he overcooks and overdoes a throw to first on really not a speed merchant. And I just, when people do things like that, the instinct is to want to say they're pressing. But I also think it's in part like you just haven't seen a ton of the major league level, and you make a decision to try to do a little bit extra because somebody else isn't doing a little bit extra. And then you go on this spiral. But it's not like this outward spiral. It's a 55 and 59 spiral where you just you do enough that's good and you don't do enough that's not. And it's the slugging though. I can talk about the defense and all that stuff, but Josh Naylor has 22 steals and Randy Arozarena has 20 steals, and they're running some and they're doing all these. You have to hit homers to win. I mean, I'm sorry to be trite and basic, but in Major League Baseball, you win 66% of the time or whatever the number is right now, but it's usually around there when you out-homer the opponent. Homers fix everything, and they're not hitting enough home runs. And I actually think there are a couple spots in the order, the way it's constructed, and small ball is nice and all, but there are a couple spots in the order that aren't going to hit 20 homers for their career. And then you have 3 or 4 of those, and you're asking a lot of Randy and Cal and Josh Naylor. And, Naylor's not a prototypical home run hitter, but he's got 8? It's just not enough probably from that spot when Cal's doing what he's doing. Cal is having this massive out of nowhere regression in the power department. And I just don't know who you're asking to pick that up. And Dom Canzone kind of is, but the rest of it's not.
Yeah, throw Cole Young in there as well. He's picked it up. 13 home runs, probably a lot more than we would have guessed. But look, I'm with you. The home run, you don't have to sell me on power. This has been.
Well, it's slug too. I mean, it's doubles and home runs.
Yeah, but it's always going to be hard to hit doubles in this ballpark. Not impossible, and they still need to hit more than they do. But you got to hit the ball out of the ballpark, and they just Jason, I could not agree with you more. I got into a text debate last night with a friend, a baseball friend, who was referring to some of the swing decisions as dumb. And I'm trying to figure, I understand what the person is saying, because when you watch a guy swing at a pitch 5 feet over his head or 2 feet outside, there is certainly an instinct to be like, oh my God, that is so dumb. But then I'm also trying to determine whether that's the right word for it. I know it's frustrating. I know that it needs to change, but I don't know whether it's a smart and dumb thing. So help me understand the bad swing decisions we see. How do you describe those? What would you attribute those to?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's pitching, right? What we like to do on our telecast, and I'm not trying to be preachy here, but it's to set up a point. We like quite often to replay the last 2 pitches of an at-bat. And I've been told by a number of people around baseball that that's kind of how pitchers see this thing, as a snapshot of like the flash bulb of what's left over from the last pitch they threw into the next pitch for the hitter. And so I think part of what you're looking at is the effect of tunneling and the effect of diabolical pitch design on Major League Baseball. The Cal swing and miss on a fastball up is in part because Troy Melton has a cutter and because he has a changeup that's pretty nasty for left-handers that comes up as a splitter, but actually a changeup. So I would say, just approximating top of my head, but I would say what the general populace calls dumb swing decisions probably should be lessened by about 25 to 30%, because they're swing decisions based on what they saw or what else, like the tunnel, can be. For example, Emerson Hancock throws a bunch of high fastballs to Kevin McGonigal in his first 2 at-bats. Then the third at-bat, he starts him off with a sinker that is middle. And McGonigal steps out of the box. He is disgusted at himself and frustrated because he's like, why didn't I swing at that? And the answer is because it looked like the other thing that he'd been tormented by all night long. And this is one of the best rookies in Major League Baseball, and frankly, one of the best players in Major League Baseball, who's just mad at himself because he didn't swing at that thing. But, the Mariners also are bottom 7 in chase in Major League Baseball. And then you pair that with bottom 5 in whiff rate in Major League Baseball. That's going to be frustrating to any fan base. I mean, last night, the top 6 guys in the lineup have a chase rate over 30%. So like a third of the time on a ball out of the zone, they're swinging at it. When you look at Major League Baseball's slugging percentage, closer and farther away from the middle of the plate, not surprisingly, it craters. And so I think it's a collection of guys who like to try to do damage out of the strike zone, maybe not even because they're over chasers. Sometimes it's a good choice. Like Yordan Alvarez will chase to drive in a run. I just think when you have a collection of a lot of the same type of guys swing decision-wise, it's going to grate on the fan base. I think that's more what this is.
Yeah, and throw in expectations, right? And free to talk about World Series. And there was a lot of that conversation in Peoria in March on the heels of what they did a year ago, Jason. Yeah, I think that there is. And you felt it in the stadium last night, did you not? Could you not hear some of the boos late in that game of just the frustration of this is not what it's supposed to look like? So another good debate that I've gotten into with a friend is talent. When you look at this Mariners team, and we hear it all the time, like this is a talented team. From Jason Benetti's view, is this a talented Mariners baseball team?
It's got a lot of names who should hit for power. Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think the trap you fall into in Major League Baseball is you look at your 9 and you go, yeah. And then some other team comes in and you go, ooh, I'd rather have like 6 of those 9. You know how we used to we used to play with football teams, right? Like, okay, who do you want on your 11 from these 2 teams from each side of the field? Mm-hmm. Like, I think some of that is what happens to everybody in Major League Baseball is they fall in love with their pieces, and that is just going to happen. But I also would say this: the Tigers went 6-22 in May this year, and it looked like it was over, like dead to rights over, not scoring runs, a bottom of the order that was like 6 through 9. There was just no slug at all. and you're just like, what are we doing? And then suddenly it flips, and they're truly playing some of the best baseball in the majors. And I just think that because of like things getting stale faster in our society, I think clubhouses get stale faster. I think an infusion of talent from wherever you can get that, whether it's AAA or the trade deadline. Like, I do like the idea of Taylor Ward because he's not a chaser. They go find somebody who's different than the rest of this offense. Great. But I do think things get stale very quickly nowadays. And I wonder, the point being, I wonder if Brendan Donovan, if he can get back to where he was early in the season as something of a catalyst, of an on-base guy, if he infuses some of that into this offense.
You know, it's funny you asked about. I had a thought about that maybe a couple of weeks ago, and it was really more of a question. But the way you phrase it is interesting. I was thinking about those old Twins teams. Remember the Torrey Hunter teams where everybody came up together, Denny Hawking, there are probably other guys there, and they all came up. Yeah, Mauer. Sure, I probably should have gone with Joe Mauer. He was probably in Justin Morneau, but all those guys, they spent all the time talking about how they all came up through the minors together and they all stuck around together, and they had a pretty good team for a while. They never quite got over the top. Is it? Do you think then that it is still as advisable to keep your core group together for as long as they used to want to keep a core group together for?
I think it's more advisable to do that for business purposes than it is for like group societal purposes, because I do think at some point everybody's looking at the grass being greener on playing time other side, monetary other side, whatever it might be. Because, you know, in every clubhouse, if you give somebody a big contract and then another person a big contract, and this is not a Mariners conversation, it's an everybody conversation, but it's happened in Seattle. I think other people look around and are like, okay, where's mine, right? I think that stuff starts to creep in. I think the platoon thing starts to creep in when you do it a lot like the Tigers have, and you just have to kind of shapeshift with the ethos of the clubhouse. I just think ideas get stale faster. I think people being around people, they just like get sick of each other faster. There are a lot more societal pressures on what we're doing day to day. And I think that gets exacerbated in baseball when you're around people so much and so often. So that's just a hypothesis, but I do think that's in part why you see teams like the White Sox go from 41 wins to already 59 this year, is because you can revamp and overhaul so quickly. I was just reading in college football, like Chris Zanini, I think it was, the writer on Twitter, sent out like 8 teams that could really surprise this year. And one of them is Oklahoma State. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. They won like -2 games last year. But with NIL and everything that you can do to flip a roster in that sport, I think there's something to that in Major League Baseball. Not that you should jettison everybody at all times, because it's not a good fiscal decision. But I do think when you get predictable as a group, you need to have something else come flying in, and it can't just be on the manager, because, you know, managers are tone setters in some way, but I think everyone follows the players.
Did we get stale, Jason? Is that what happened?
You guys, or am I stale, Jason?
No, you and me.
I came into this trying to be stale. Oh,
did you and me get stale? Yeah, did we get stale?
Yeah, I guess that's what you thought, because you fled the scene. There was a getaway car outside of the bank, and Brock was like, "Oh, yeah, that's me.
Yeah,
that's me."
I don't know. After seeing your squirrel thing the other day, I'm ready for you to find Jimothy here in Seattle and call a whole Jimothy escapade or something.
Are we going to become like the marsupial category broadcast? Like, I'm a little. Jimothy looks ill, by the way. I was looking at pictures. Is Jimothy okay?
I don't think so, no.
No, he has something with his spine. It's spinal.
Yeah.
He has like a shortened spinal, something wrong with him.
How do we know that? Has somebody tested Jimothy? Because it seems like Jimothy's just kind of wandering around.
He was diagnosed. One of the local members of the media asked his mom about it, and now we have a pretty good diagnosis of how it's a long story.
Did they talk to the neighbors too? And the neighbors said, like, he was such a good guy. I'm very surprised at this.
Yeah, he always seems so normal. I was shocked to find out that he had bodies buried in his basement. Who would have guessed?
Yeah, Timothy kept to himself, certainly. Yeah, he kept to himself, but we just thought he was a reader.
Right. With the sounds of the sawing late at night, and yeah, we didn't think that much of it, but as it turns out. All right. Thank you, Jason. As always, great to catch up with you. Enjoy the rest of your visit here to beautiful Seattle, and we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds great. Can I add one thing real quick? Billy Boyer, the third base coach for the Tigers. I ran into his dad in Sacramento before this series, and his dad was like, "Oh, I love you on Brock and Salk. I listen every morning. Those guys are great." And I said, "That is awesome. I will let them know." But you mean Brock and Salk?
Oh, he went Salk.
He went Salk, S-O-C-K. Yeah, it happens.
No. I'm saying you meant those guys are great.
Oh.
No, he really
he loves the
show.
There he goes. Love you.
That's
love
hilarious.
You,
All right, that's going to do it for Jason. He's gone mechanical. We've lost Jason. Turns out Jason's an AI bot. Who knew? Yeah, he's just a Russian bot all along. Yeah, that's why he said all those awful things about the Mariners. We had nothing to do with it. The poor guy is just he's just a bot. He's here as a troll.
I don't think I've ever seen as many thought bubbles popping out of your head. You had a lot of thought bubbles.
Because it came back to a lot of things that I've been thinking about, talking about, and all of it. Yeah. So let's come back. We can discuss in a little greater detail next.
The champs are back.
So great. Weather's awesome. Guys are in good spirits.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, has your sideline pass every day with Bump and Stacy live from the VMAC from 10 to 2.
We're going to be able to take in practice all week long.
Then Wyman and Bob from 2 o'clock all the way up to Mariners pregame at 6.
Byron Murphy is with us. How are you, man? Put in the work every day, you know.
The very latest news, insight, and exclusive analysis at seattlesports.com.
Washington drivers share the road with thousands of semi-trucks, but new reporting and federal investigations have unveiled that as many as 1 in 5 of those trucks are operated by chameleon carriers, trucking companies that rack up crashes and safety violations only to close and reopen under a new name with a clean record. If you've been injured in a trucking accident, time may be running out to recover. Call Davis Law Group today at 206-888-8888 or visit davislawgroupseattle.com.
Old windows cost you money and security. Lake Washington Windows and Doors installs energy-efficient, high-security windows that lower your bills and increase protection. With leak armor installation and lifetime warranties, you're protected for life. Choose LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
Keep summer outside where it belongs. Save $588 on every window and $1,088 on every door, plus free heat-deflecting glass. Claim your free quote today, plus 12 months no payments. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
When you head to your local Toyota dealer to purchase a new car, ask them this question. Do you offer a lifetime powertrain warranty? If the answer is no, then visit Toyota of Kirkland if you're in the north or Toyota of Renton if you're in the south. Both stores protect your vehicles for life with powertrain warranties on all Toyota models outside of EVs. Not all Toyota dealers are built the same. Head to toyotaofkirkland.com and toyotaofrenton.com and receive a lifetime powertrain warranty on your next Toyota.
Immaculate greens, unrivaled natural beauty, championship caliber conditions. Bump letting you know Loomis Trail is the epitome of Northwest golf. With water in play on every hole and tree-lined fairways, you better hit them straight. Loomis Trail provides a fantastic golf experience for those who want a challenge and those looking for a fun getaway. What round are you up for? Tee times available online at golfloomis.com. Start planning your perfect golf getaway today. After the round, enjoy a stay at Silver Reef Casino Resort. Go to golfloomis.com.
When it comes to my policy, Farmers gives it to me straight, so there's no surprises.
It's your coverage. You should never be confused.
You hear that? An insurance provider with a conscience.
We're acquired, but yes, we have that too.
Straightforward coverage you can literally understand. That's what you get when
you have Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or Affiliate. Products not available in every state.
When you head to your local Toyota dealer to purchase a new car, ask them this question. Do you offer a lifetime powertrain warranty? If the answer is no, then visit Toyota of Kirkland if you're in the north or Toyota of Renton if you're in the south. Both stores protect your vehicles for life with powertrain warranties on all Toyota models outside of EVs. Not all Toyota dealers are built the same. Head to toyotaofkirkland.com and toyotaofrenton.com and receive a lifetime powertrain warranty on your next Toyota.
Seattle baseball is heating up, and so is summertime. Dave Wyman for Fast Home Services. Their HVAC department has you covered. While others book out for weeks, Fast Heating and Air is just that, fast. Call 1-800-THINK-FAST to request your next-day consultation for AC, heat pumps, or other cooling services. Same week install available for a limited time. Or visit fasthomeservices.com for a virtual quote in seconds for water heaters, plumbing, HVAC, and electrical services.
Hey, Chuck here at Frank Lumber the Door Store in Marysville. We are back and open here Tuesday through Saturdays. If you're looking for doors, you need to come and see us. We have an incredible selection of doors to choose from, and currently you can take advantage of our quick turnaround time for pre-hungs and matchups. Please visit us here in Marysville at 1046 Cedar Avenue or Monday through Friday in Shoreline on 15th Avenue Northeast. And as always, don't forget to check us out online at franklumber.com.
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic. He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the results. Needless to say, this was a very happy man. This man made me a believer in what we do. He had taken pills for years, but he had never fixed the problem. When he came to us, we fixed the problem. Our treatment does what no pill can do. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today, like the thousands of men who already have.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Mark was sorry about just Mike
Heward. Not exactly Joe Kapp there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
Thanks, Matt Morgan. He says, who would have guessed that saying something nice about Brock and Salk was enough to malfunction the AI chatbot that they had replaced Benetti with? Yeah, that's about right. Appreciate that. That's good. Yeah, there were a few things in there from Benetti that kind of got me going. One is just an old conversation that we've been having for a long time, and I'm never going to change my mind on this. I have been able to adapt and evolve it, I think, a little bit, and I'm willing to accept that there is more of a role for contact than I thought, and that the game has changed. It can't just be walks and home runs the way it was 15 years ago, 20 years ago, and I'm willing to accept that. And I'm not sitting here saying every single day the only players on your team should be 3 true outcome guys. I see how that has changed, and that strikeouts can be a problem. I'm evolving myself. I'm trying to be open-minded. But you're never, ever, ever going to convince me that home runs aren't the most important thing in a lineup. You got to hit home runs. You have to. The Mariners have done a lot of the other things. You got to be able to hit home runs. It's more important than anything else. And it's less fickle than driving in runners when they're on base. Like, there is something to that. I do like RBI guys, and I liked what he said about, kind of changing your swing in the right moments and Jordan going outside the strike zone at the right time to drive in a run. But you got to hit for freaking power. And the Mariners didn't have any extra base hits last night, and they're not hitting for power this year. They just aren't doing that. Can't have it. You got to hit for power.
Yeah, and then when you chase as much as they chase, you don't put yourself into count, Salk, where, you know what, this pitcher's got to come to me. And I've got a chance to swing that bat through with violence and have that opportunity rather than protection mode or just, here's another 1-2.
But there's been this whole that's been the change, though, in baseball over the last however many years, is there is no more protection mode. That is not a thing. You still try to get off your ace swing often with 2 strikes. And that's the thing that so many people were mad about a few years ago. Like, why do they keep trying to get off these swings when it's 2 strikes? They should be in protection mode. I don't know that they should, and I didn't know that they should be then. I'm okay with sacrificing a couple strikeouts by not being in protection mode if it means you hit some freaking home runs. And that is why I've never been fully comfortable with this strategy of how to play baseball. And that doesn't mean it's for everybody. Yeah, there are players on the team that should be, protecting and not, getting off their ace swing with 2 strikes. It maybe drifted too far in that direction, and I get that. But I'm sorry. I need this team to hit for power, and if that means trying to do so even with 2 strikes, then that's what you got to do.
Yeah, I think I've had some conversations with Jason over the years, especially when we worked together and in baseball season, and he was, doing the White Sox and then the Tigers and just kind of talking about the Mariners and just reading between the lines a little bit. I don't want to put these words exactly in his mouth, but just kind of reading between the lines and those past conversations. I think he would tell you, and folks there in Detroit would say, yeah, there's just too many of the same, right? There's just too many of these chase guys. Like, there's just too many of these, 3 outcome guys in the past. There's just too much of that.
And I get that.
You got to diversify.
Yeah.
King Solomon, Salk, the wisest man that ever lived.
This year, it is a lot more diversified. They don't just have that, and it's working worse. Yeah. Brock, they're 29th in slugging percentage.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to look at the teams at the top in slugging percentage? It is not exactly analogous with the best teams in baseball, but it's some of the best offenses. The Nationals have had the best offense in the game this year. The Dodgers, we know what that looks like. The Rockies, it's a little funky because of where they play. Right. The Braves, first-place team. Astros, first-place team. Cubs, playoff team. Pirates played much better this year. Giants, terrible. Okay, so that's a bad example. Yankees, Tigers, who've had a pretty good offense over the last couple of months. That's your top 10.
Yep.
And you look at the bottom in slugging, Cleveland, who does it a different way. Seattle, Toronto's been awful. St. Louis, okay. The Mets, who are awful. The Angels, who are awful. The Padres, who've been bad. The Orioles, who are awful. Guys, you got to slug. Now, there are a lot of other numbers that we could point at that would reveal something very similar. It's not like slugging is the only way to get it done. But, yeah, that definitely jumped out to me from Jason. And then just the idea of, does it get stale?
Right.
Cal and Julio and Logan and George. And these guys have been around each other a long time.
Like, on one side of that, you love it, right?
Right.
That side of Emerson last night coming out, and the 4 of them, right, all around him in that dugout, you're like, that is awesome. Like, these guys genuinely, their care factor is off the charts. And they genuinely root for one another and want success for one another. And when it's homegrown, I was just talking to Damon about this with local guys on the Huskies. Like, there's ownership of it, man. No one washes the car like the owners. Old Larry Hills likes to say there's ownership in that. It should mean more. And that's great. And then to your point, kind of on the other side, like, yeah, but can it get a little stale? And you know what? I think John Schneider, and they even hinted at this at Hard Knocks, right? A portion of that last night with the loss of Ken Walker, the loss of Boye, the loss of Reek, the loss of Kobe, like doing it differently than he did the last time around, where they kept everybody. And then the credit pie started flying, and then punches started flying, and then they had a whole nother set of issues. It wasn't necessarily stale. It was just volatile on that side of it. So is there a perfect way to do that? No. And ultimately, I guess I would come down on Mike McDonald's side. You better have connection, and that better not ever dissipate.
Yeah.
And if it gets to a place where you're worried about his money, well, you got to pay.
And I don't know whether they're worried about money, but this team has not, outside of those starting pitchers.
Not worried about money, but just like letting those other factors get involved.
Has it looked like this team is very connected this year?
No.
From the outside, does it look like they're connected? It does not. Does it look? I'm going to give you 3 numbers. As I said, they're 29th in slugging. Okay, they are 15th in walks this year, and they are 12th in strikeouts. Okay, they have 978 strikeouts. That is 12th. Would you trade 100 more strikeouts, 50 more strikeouts, for 25 more walks and 25 more extra base hits?
Yes.
Because I would.
Yeah.
And I don't know that there's a direct correlation there. I can't tell you that it works exactly that way. Mm-hmm. But those numbers all seem to be correlated, right? When walks and strikeouts go up, right, you tend to have a little bit more slug. And when those numbers come down, the slugging percentage, I think, tends to come down. I've not done a study to prove that, but that's what my intuition tells me. Mm-hmm. Okay, the Mariners' strikeout numbers have come down. I know that's what everybody wanted. They're 12th in strikeouts. That's not horrible. They have 978. That's more than 100 fewer than the team that leads the league, and about 150 more, rather, than the team that is best, who, by the way, is Tampa. Okay, but would you trade that? Because I would. I'd be willing to have a few more strikeouts if it meant more walks and more home runs and more doubles, because that would be more men on base and more time slugging and knocking them in.
Wow.
So, yeah, I would be willing to make that change. I'm absolutely willing to make that difference.
Yeah, those home runs, as Jason said, they erase everything else. They just do. They just cover for lots of other ills.
Now, the reality is they're also 29th in batting average. So it's not like they've been successfully doing the contact game either.
No.
That hasn't really worked also. So there's no perfect way of looking at this. But, yeah, those couple of things did jump out to me. And a lot of it is just you had 60 home runs last year from Cal, and this year you're going to be lucky to have 20.
Mm-hmm.
Jay Buhner said 30 last night. I don't know, Jay. I love Jay. I don't know about the SpongeBob thing that he had going on, but I don't know about 30. Even Goldsmith was like, it's going to take a lot to get to 30.
I mean, are they going to get anybody to 25 or 30? Are they going to get anybody to 30?
I think Randy will get to 25. I don't know whether
are they going to get anybody to 30?
I don't know.
I mean, maybe Dom.
Maybe
if he's playing every day.
Maybe. And by the way, there's a regression likely coming for Dom at some point.
Correct. He's
been red hot. It would not be bizarre if Dom went through a bit of a cold streak at some point here coming up, and maybe Taylor Ward helps with that. Maybe there's a moment here where you call up Arroyo, but they are at a crucial juncture here, guys. I mean, I don't know how many more times you can say this. This stretch of 23 more games that started last night with 24 is brutally difficult. And they've got to go at least 500. At least 500 in this stretch because they're behind the eight ball given how awful they were throughout most of July. So they've got to come up with a way to beat really good teams most of the time for the next month and then finish it out against some of the cake of the schedule at the end. And now you're behind the eight ball again. You got to go 12-11 in your next 23 just to go 500 in that stretch and hope Houston loses a bunch. Very, very, very pivotal time.
By the way,
for this team, for this roster.
Nobody close to on pace to hit 30.
No.
Dom's at 18.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Hey, he and Randy might get to 25. 30? I don't see it.
The champs are back.
So great. Weather's awesome. Guys are in good spirits.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, has your sideline pass every day with Bump and Stacy live from the VMAC from 10 to 2.
We're going to be able to take in practice all week long.
Then Wyman and Bob from 2 o'clock all the way up to Mariners pregame at 6.
Byron Murphy is with us. How are you, man? Put in the work every day, you know.
The very latest news, insight, and exclusive analysis at seattlesports.com.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends over there at People Come First Construction Group. You know I love my acronyms, PCF. And you know that one, People Come First. You, the customer, come first. Sure did when they designed and built our outdoor living space some years ago, and we simply loved it. So did friends and family and everybody that gets to enjoy that amazing outdoor space they can build for you. And right now, they're making it easier than ever to get started on your new dream deck. I'm talking 50% off your custom professional design and architectural drawing package. What's that mean? That means you can save over $9,000 on your project. And with 12 months of no interest, no payment financing, you design your deck now and you pay later. And by the way, most people who start with that design package end up with the outdoor space they've always wanted and dreamed of. This offers your first step. Do what we did. Get a hold of PCF Construction Group today. Get your project ideas, browse our amazing photos, and find all the offer details at PCFgroup.com. That's PCFgroup.com.
The Boeing Classic welcomes the world's greatest golf legends to the Pacific Northwest, August 14th through the 16th at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge. Watch Masters champions and Golf Hall of Famers compete for a $2.3 million purse at the only PGA Tour champion stop in the region. Bring the whole family and make sure to check out the Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BoeingClassic.com to get yours today.
Progressive presents the Museum of You. We begin our tour with a unique piece, a relic from the early big screen television era. Remarkable. Next, we find a juicer, which historians believe has only ever been used once. And finally, compact discs from the emo era. A rare find indeed.
Some things should be history, but until then, you could protect what's important to you and save by bundling your auto insurance with a renter's policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You know what you can trust? The protection you get when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive. You know what you can't trust? Everything else, apparently. Like when you saw that article that said that thing you eat every day is a superfood and great for your gut health. But then 30 seconds later, a different article warns you to avoid it and it's taking years off your life. Well, which is it? Kind of a big difference there. Anyway, bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive for reliable coverage in a reliably unreliable world. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, where he can get a battery for under $100. Lonnie, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge, and Lonnie does that for free too. In no time at all, John is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, two-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
August is always a time of excitement because football is back. But anyone that watches practice or preseason games knows how much work needs to be done before the season starts. If you're feeling the same about your home project, Harley Exteriors wants to help you get a head start on making sure your home is ready for fall football nights. $500 off each window, $750 off patio and entry doors, and $200 off your final project. Spend a few minutes with the folks at Harley Exteriors during your free estimate, and you'll realize you have a lot in common. They love our local teams, they're good at what they do, and they'll take care of your home. Use Harley Exteriors to complete your home project this month and receive 12 or 18-month promotional financing.
Qualified buyers only. Subject to credit approval and lender terms. Minimum purchase of 4 qualifying windows required. Windows must be 36 by 36 inches or larger. No size minimum on patio or entry doors. Financing subject to approved credit. Offers cannot be combined with other promotions. Offer expires August 31st, 2026.
HarleyExteriors.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Everyone's making fun of me now.
Yes.
Why?
Just so the audience knows, it's killing Salk right now. It's
Aww.
killing Mark Marinovich Salk to not know how Cecily's doing at hockey camp in upstate Minnesota. And Maura's right. How did you not slip a counselor like $100? Say, hey, can you shoot me some videos? I need my data.
I'm not doing that.
I need my
Some
data.
stats or
I need
something.
my data. I'm not doing that.
I need my marquee data so I can script her routines when she gets home.
No, I'm not doing that. But it does, like, I paid $20 a month or whatever for Live Barn, which
Yeah.
is in most of these rinks around the country.
Sure.
Why don't they
Sure.
have Live Barn? I want to see what's going on with some of these hockey games. I'm not going to find out till Friday. It's awful. Just awful. I would have preferred watching that last
Are you
night to the
taking
Mariner
Sun Country
game.
back there to pick her up?
I'm not. Heather is. Sun Country there, but Alaska back. Thankfully.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a long story of how all of that ended up
Don't worry
going
about
down.
it.
But she's taking Alaska back. Don't worry. And I took Alaska there. I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
I was trying to talk about the
Were we
Mariners
crazy last night?
for
Were we-
watching the whole of that game.
Oh, God.
That was an awful baseball game last night. It really was. I don't even know what to
I
say.
went in the bath.
Did you really?
8th inning, I had to go in the bath. I'm sorry. I was done. And what did Titus do after Hard Knocks? Hey, Dad, you'd really like to know how this new reliever's doing.
It wasn't good.
No, I don't, Titus.
Thanks,
I'm in the
Titus.
bath.
I don't even really want to play any of the sound. I don't want to
No,
play
it's not
any more of the
worth it.
highlights.
Flush.
I don't want to do any of that.
Flush. And move on.
Yeah. Here, I'll play you something else instead. How about this from Jeff Passan talking about what the Mariners thought they might do at the deadline versus the direction they went?
They considered it. They listened on Randy Arozarena. They listened on George Kirby. They listened on Emerson Hancock. And, while I could see Kirby or Hancock perhaps getting moved over the winter, maybe even before the lockout, I think this team right now, what Jerry Dipoto and Justin Hollander have done is give them the opportunity to prove over the last 50 games that they are who we thought they were, and that they're not going to handicap them. In fact, here you go. Here's a piece that we really could use in Taylor Ward. Now go out and show us that this is a team that can go win a World Series, which talent-wise, I still think they can.
Can they? That's a cruel part of it.
Everyone keeps coming back on the talent. No one has agreed with you on the talent thing. Everyone seems to think that they are a very, very talented team. They're not playing that way. And
let me be very clear. Their track record absolutely speaks to that. If this was a draft and you were drafting a team.
But that's what talent is.
I guess.
No, that's what it is. Talent doesn't change. Production
Sure it does.
changes. No, it doesn't.
Nah, talent changes.
I mean, maybe it changes a little bit with
Peyton wasn't as talented, or guys aren't as talented with age and
with
injury.
age.
Your
All right,
talent
age will
changes.
obviously change,
Yeah.
but talent is what's inherent. It's what you are. That's how that part shouldn't change drastically year to year.
Yeah.
Production does, and the production is obviously been
So over
a
the final
disaster.
48 games, can Cal hit a fastball on the upper tank? Can he hit? He's got 4. What did Jason say? 4 extra base hits on balls up in the
The
zone.
only reason to say yes is the other thing that Jeff Passan said at the very beginning of this clip yesterday.
There's no way to predict when a team is going to start playing the way that we believe that the Mariners can.
He goes on from there, but that's the case. There's no way to know. That's Jeff Passan talking, not me. Have I seen any evidence at any point that it's going to happen? No.
Did you just spit? You just spit.
I didn't spit.
Yeah, I saw spit.
Just go
Like,
to the next one.
Go to the next
Just
one.
go to the next one.
Here's the second thing.
Sorry, I put that seed in your head about not getting to watch Cecily's film. Sorry.
It was just mean.
It's messed up.
I've been doing
I
a really good job.
apologize.
I've been really focused here.
You have.
I've been really focused.
You and I were on the same page. I like the moves they made yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Rob Refsnyder, Mitch Garver. I'm sorry. Like, there's enough evidence there, and you're not talented enough at this stage of your career to keep trying to inject more and more
Not
and more
just the
bats.
two guys that they took, but hey, look, we're going to bring up Johnny Pareda. This guy's deserved it. He was great when he was up here the last time. He was putting together a professional at bat, and late in the game, if I need a pinch hitter, it should be Johnny Pareda, not Mitch Garver. Like, that seems pretty clear at this point. He's going to give you a better at bat. And I would love to know what some of the behind-the-scenes wrangling was there. And if I were Dan, I would have gone and say, look, people outside are calling for my job. Before anything happens, give me the guy I want. Give me a better opportunity late in the game to pinch hit so that I'm not using Rob Refsnyder and Mitch Garver. Give me the kid that was up here earlier and see if we can win some games that way. That's what I would have said if I were Dan.
You know
before
what that
I
guy's
get run
got
out
on?
of town on rails?
Yeah.
At the very least, give me some better options.
And you know what else that guy had? A lot of joy.
For sure.
He brought just kind of that, right? When we're hungry for that and you want that opportunity. Like Rylie Mills said to us at the start of the show. Like, am I going to complain about being tired? A year ago, I would have given my right leg to be on the field playing. Mr. Paredes is going to give you everything he's got over the final 48 games here. And hopefully a Taylor Ward and a Brendan Donovan can be different than last night. Got to be for this team to turn this thing around.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
There's nothing like the view from the top.
Nothing.
The Seahawks are the reigning Super Bowl champs. They have every reason to crow.
So good. Nothing's going to knock them off their perch. They're using their eagle eyes to take a look at the rest of the division. But birds of a feather flock together. It's a little over the top. I did love it,
Then
but
they
the
tied
bird
in Derek
analogies
Hall's
were a
truck.
lot.
There's monster expectations after they trucked everyone last year.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? It works. Like, it's over the top and it's a bit much, but it does work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This team will be in the Hall of the Mountain King. I mean, like, just they go on and on with the.
So you asked earlier. You asked me to my eye earlier. 114 games. Does this team in any way on the baseball field look connected? No. It just doesn't. And on the flip side of that, all of the games, and you're watching the highlights every week of all the games last year, and then you start to watch this year, and then you get the behind the scenes. You actually get into the meeting rooms. You get into the conversations. I was struck by that, and we played the sound earlier, Mike McDonald and Adam Dirty, and then Mike going over to Brady Russell and calling that confrontation out on the spot. I'm really curious, did Dan ever do that with Cal and Randy?
I don't know. Did it sound like a lot of the conversations you've had with your kids over the years, where sometimes you yell at your kids and sometimes it's like you bring one aside and you're like, hey, come on.
So I don't, yeah.
Come on. We're just be an adult here, right?
Okay, so that's everything you need to know. Quick little story yesterday. And this is just some of my sensitivity that I have as a middle child, left-handed, emotional, crier, all that good stuff. So we had a little film after practice, and the freshmen, it's just awesome. We have some great young freshmen, and one of them's a little sensitive, and they've got to make line calls, right? Like at certain blitzes or pressures, you got to make a fire, right? You got to make a call, and these poor freshmen, oh my gosh, they can't, they're just in puberty. Fire.
Oh,
no. Oh gosh, it was
fire.
No, and then the whole room, right? Aww. Like, come on, Johnny, let me hear it.
Oh,
no,
poor
come on.
Kid.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it's sad.
Yeah, and I could just see it because I knew it. I was that kid. When I got called broccoli, I was that kid. I could see the little quiver, right? So thankfully, we went to the next play. But I went over there, kind of put my arm around him, hugged him, pat him on the chest. Like, you're going to be a great player.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't, it'll come. Just give it some time in that process. And just love those little conversations. And whether, and I'm not saying any of that to pat my own or toot my horn or anything. I just love that communication. And yesterday in that Hard Knocks brought all that to light. All those mics, right? All that conversation between coaches and players to coaches and coaches to players and players to players and GM to play. And it's so cool, man.
It is. I'm also going to say it again. I've said it a bunch of times today, and I'm literally watching Leonard Williams take down Derek Hall again. Leonard Williams is the alpha. He is the man. It is his deal, man. And even as he dominates Derek Hall in a wrestling match, he's got a big smile. He picks him up. He hugs on him after. Yep. Dude, he is one hell of a leader. I love that guy. All right. He was one of the big reasons why they were as good as they were last year. We've been going through every single one of these games, and we got another blowout up next on Brock
playing
Salk.
this Falcons game. Pretty good.
Stick around for Bump and Stacy.
Trademark pending. That's right.
Coming up next at 10.
I feel like I'd solved a crime.
You did.
Wow.
Your defense, slaying like trash, allowed the Seahawks to claw their way back into the game.
When I read about it and I start to break it down, it's about your overall team. And I think that's the way people have to look at it, because there was nothing offensively that felt dominant.
Bump and Stacy next at 10 on Seattle Sports.
Hey, Mike Salk here for Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Look, not all getaways are going to earn 4 diamonds, but you can experience the 4 Diamonds Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, where breathtaking views, elevated dining, and world-class gaming and entertainment make for the perfect escape. By the way, check out some good shows coming up. 80s pop sensation Taylor Dayne, September 6th, and then October 10th, Queensryche, one of my favorites. Seen them out there before. They were awesome. Tickets, full lineup at snocasino.com. It is Seattle's closest, the 4 Diamonds, Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Please game responsibly.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Hey everyone, Rick Witters with Cressy Door. At Cressy Door, we offer top-of-the-line garage doors, garage door service, and garage door repairs. Residential or commercial, please consider Cressy Door for all of your garage door needs. Cressy Door.
Hey Seattle, Jake Bobo from Techline Roofing. Are you in the market for a new roof? With the strongest workmanship warranty in the business, Techline Roofing has you covered. Take advantage of our easy financing and our summer special. Trust Techline.
Here it comes, possibly the biggest online midsummer auction anywhere of heavy equipment, trucks, tools, lumber, and much more. Presented by the Murphy Auction Company, bidding gets underway at 10 a.m. Thursday, August 6th, and closes at 10 a.m. August 13th. Featured items include a 2020 Bobcat E32i excavator with less than 1,000 hours, a 2016 Freightliner 2100 Hydrovac truck, a 2011 John Deere 310J 4x4 backhoe, and much more. 10 excavators, 4 backhoes, 11 forklifts, 5 boom and scissor lifts, 5 rollers, 28 golf carts, and more than 60 heavy trucks. But wait, there's more. Attachments, roll-off boxes, shipping containers, contractor tools, lumber, and much more all go into the highest bidder. Preview all items August 11th and 12th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our location in Marysville, 3803 136th Street Northeast. For pictures, catalogs, and all details, visit murphyauction.com.
When an emergency happens, be the first to know. Alert Seattle helps you stay safer and connected. This free service includes alerts about severe weather, safety, health, utility disruptions, major traffic accidents, and more. If you live or work in Seattle, Alert Seattle is the city's official emergency alert system. Sign up for text, email, or phone alerts during emergencies near your home, work, school, and more. Text Seattle to 67283. AlertSeattle.gov to learn more and sign up.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
The champs are back.
Really excited to get going.
Nobody covers Seahawks training camp like the home of your Super Bowl champions, Seattle Sports.
There couldn't be a better time to save money, and one of the easiest ways to save?
Take the First Mark Challenge.
Molly and I took the First Mark Insurance Challenge, and we saved thousands of dollars the first year with First Mark, and we've been saving ever since.
Same for Mike and I. Here's how First Mark Insurance works for you, not the insurance companies.
They compare rates and coverage from dozens of the top-rated carriers. Then they go to work to find the right coverage at the lowest possible price for your family.
And when you need them, you'll talk to a real person who knows you and who's there to help. That's the kind of world-class service that has kept us with First Mark year after year.
Seriously, wouldn't you like to know if you could be paying less? Take the First Mark Challenge today. It costs you nothing. There's no obligation, and you'll find out just how much money you could be saving every single month.
You could be the next First Mark Challenge victory. They've had over 11,000 of them.
Don't give your insurance company a free raise before you renew. Let First Mark review Go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
What are you waiting for? Your savings could start tomorrow.
firstmarkinsurance.com.
Hey, Mariners fans, the Law Tigers are teaming up with your Seattle Mariners and Destination Harley-Davidson to give one lucky fan a custom 2026 Street Bob to celebrate 50 seasons. Now, the bike was painted by legendary VC Designs. You can enter now at marinersbike.com. The bike will be given away live at the game on September 22nd. Go to marinersbike.com to enter today. Again, that's marinersbike.com to win. It's Bob Stelton here, and the Law Tigers was born from a passion for the open road. So if you find yourself injured in a motorcycle crash, don't settle for firms that say they're motorcycle lawyers. Trust the ones who actually live it, because you need someone who understands the ride. For 25 years, Law Tigers has helped thousands of riders with one mission: to serve the motorcycle community. Your case evaluation is always free. There are no fees until your case settles. The Law Tigers, 25 years strong. Call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS or visit lawtigers.com. With Law Tigers, you never ride alone. Cook Law Office, PLLC, 539 Broadway, Unit 104, Tacoma, Washington, 98402.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, Trash Takes coming up here in 15 minutes. First, though, Brock, we've been going through every one of the Seahawks games from last season. It's going to take 4 weeks, 20 games. This is, we're halfway through here, week 3, which puts us on to week 14 and the 13th game of the season. The Seahawks go to Atlanta and dominate once again. 37-9, the final score as they beat up on the Falcons. Everyone impressed other than Warren Sharp, but they improved to 10-3 on the season. All right, so I watched last night all the highlights. Pretty simple game, right? Like, these games are like teaching tape in how to blow out a team without being a prototypical offense. They did not throw for 300 yards. They did not have anyone rush for 100 yards. They did not, as a team, rush for 200 plus. They did not do that. They did not. It's not your traditional blowout. And it's, you know, sort of like the Saints game or the Cardinals game where they blow these teams out, but it doesn't have the traditional elements of a blowout. So maybe it doesn't impress the Warren Sharps of the world. But this one was blocked kick return touchdown, 2 picks, and a fumble recovery. And oh, by the way, you make Atlanta go 1 for 13 on 3rd down. You do all those things, you're going to blow a team's doors off, and that's exactly what they did. I got some highlights. Here was the block kick.
Gonzalez in now for a 50-yard field goal attempt off the right hash mark. Pinion, the punter, is the holder. Liam McCullough is the long snapper. Seahawks await.
They playing in a library?
There's the snap, the placement, and it's blocked. Yes. It's blocked, and the Seahawks are going to take over.
Guess who?
It's Eamon Warry coming off the edge. Yeah, guess who? What hasn't the rookie done? Now put a blocked field goal in his ledger, and the Seahawks will take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line. We'll take a break.
So Eamon Warry screaming off the edge. I mean, like, he almost took the snap from the long snapper. I mean, just unbelievable how quickly he was back there. He had a pick later in this game off a deflection. That was a super athletic play. As I said, you got a kick return touchdown.
The usual cast of characters deep. Velus Jones and Rashid Shaheed. Shaheed, the deeper of the two, back on the goal line. And here comes the kick, end over end. Shaheed from the goal line. Near right side numbers, up the field, 10, 20, looking for a gap. He's got one. He's off to the races. Look out. This could be it. 50, 40, 30. They're not going to touch him. 10, 5. He looks back. Touchdown, Seahawks. What a way to start the second half.
I was just going to ask that. I started the second half, right? That's where my memory, and I'm glad that it paid off in that way. Is Wyman? We've always said he and Blowers got a little something in common.
Yeah.
That little giggle, that little laugh, that little chuckle.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Oh.
It's similar to the old blow. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Here's that little. Here we go.
Wyman just laughing as that guy, as he just races down the field. So, yeah, you get a block kick. You get a kick return for a touchdown. Couple of picks. One came from Eamon Warry. The other, I believe, was Kobe Bryant. And then, you know, a fumble recovery, which came from DeMarcus Lawrence.
3rd and 1. Atlanta just 1 of 7 on 3rd downs. Robinson stays in the backfield.
He's going to get the handoff left side, and he's going to fumble the football, and the Seahawks pick it up. It is Witherspoon just near the 10-yard line. The Seahawks save the day. The defense does once again.
That was DeMarcus Lawrence causing it. Bijan Robinson fumbling it. Guy just got paid yesterday. It's the highest paid running back in the history of the game.
Yep.
And there was Spoon Johnny on the spot. And there's your ball game, man.
And I believe that was a sudden change, as Rabel said right there, the defense saving the day, because I think there was a turnover. So that was kind of a sudden change where you hope to hold them to a field goal, and then you actually take the ball away. Yeah, you broke the will. Like this little stretch of these 3 games, you absolutely imposed your will, and you broke the will of your opponent. Kirk Cousins, who we had on, a month ago or so, kind of talking about that Seahawks team and all of the confusion and all the things they do pre-snap and at the snap and post-snap, and they make your life miserable. And add him to that checklist of all the other quarterbacks over the course of the year not named Baker Mayfield and Matt Stafford, and it was a nightmare to go play against those guys. And then you get a lead, and then you take some of the air out of the ball, and you get to 10-3. Correct?
And you start utilizing all the guys on your team. Here was Mike on Nick Eamon-Worry, as we said, a kick block and an interception in this one.
Yeah, no, he had a tremendous game. He really did. Played great. Some things to clean up.
I'm sure there are.
I'll tell you what. Really his effort, his effort on the field goal block, the one before he blocked was tremendous. The first field goal of the game. Maybe it was the second one, and it just warms your heart to watch it. It's a high level effort, and he's so close. And so I was really happy that he made that play, because that's a big time play, man. It really changed the tide of the game, and coming off the takeaway, and it was awesome. It was awesome, and he's just gonna continue to get better.
There's a cool sound last night in Hard Knocks of Mike talking about Eamon-Worry before they get into the whole back and forth about how he should be injured and stuff. Where he's like, "We need him."
We're different. My buddy Sammy Ramson.
We're
right?
a different team here when we've got him. So get him back out here.
Yep, Sammy talking about we're 8 days past post-op now, and what's kind of the schedule, and that was a window into. That's not a slide on anybody else, because everybody else knows that guy's just different. And this is kind of, Salk, I think, where I am sometimes challenged talking about quote unquote talent in baseball. That word, because I'm so used to it in my lenses and optics of football. Like, that's talent. That's 6'3", 220, run 4.3, jump 45 inches, and block a field goal, because you're just more talented. You're physically so gifted and so talented. And then obviously it expressed itself with different playmaking and all variations, run, pass, special teams, and all of it. And that was a cool little window in last night of this guy, this guy does 3 jobs.
Right.
So he's kind of important for us. He's kind of pitcher, closer, and slugger. We kind of need that guy. So
and then you dig into the fact that he's the one who puts every quarterback in a bind, because once he's out there, what do you want to do? Do you want to try to run on him, or do you want to try to throw on him? We asked Kirk Cousins, who was the quarterback in that game, we asked Kirk this offseason about Eamon-Worry.
Yeah, I think positionless players can be somewhat of a high risk, high reward. I'm maybe talking a little bit out of my depth here, but I'm not a GM. But I do think that there's an attraction in the first round of drafting a guy who you say, I don't know what he's going to play, but he's a great athlete, and because he can do a lot of things, that Swiss Army knife factor could be a real advantage for us. And at times that backfires, because a guy never really learns a position, he never really gets comfortable, is kind of a fish out of water, and great athlete, but can never really fit into the scheme. Other times it becomes the best thing ever, because like you said, offenses say, well, is he a linebacker? Is he a safety? Is he a blitzer? What is he, a good cover guy? How do we attack this personnel grouping? Because we don't know what they're going to ask him to do from one snap to the next. And that can be a huge advantage to a defense. But I've seen it go both ways, where you get that player out of college who you don't know quite how he's going to fit, and it can go really well or it can go really poorly. And it would seem with Seattle that's gone really well.
Probably why he fell to 35. Because there were some limitations maybe on the very back end where he played safety the whole time at South Carolina, that maybe that didn't maximize all the other giftings. But, man, around the line of scrimmage, and you're going to see him rush off the edge in nickel packages this year. That's going to be a real thing he'll add to it. And I do. Kirk mentioned Boomer Bust. There was a guy from Clemson a few years back who was, I believe, a pretty high – he went to Arizona, so he's a pretty high first-round pick, and it just never worked. And he was the same way. He was 6'4", 230, ran 4.4. This guy's just going to be a creature at the next level, and he just never found a home. Is he an edge? Is he a linebacker? Is he an inside linebacker, outside linebacker, big nickel? He just couldn't ever wear a hat comfortably.
I remember that guy.
Nick, you remember that guy? Yeah, the name is escaping me. I'm looking at him.
I want to say Golden, but that's not it. I remember the guy, and I can't come up with the name, but I know who you mean.
Text Toy might help.
I'm sure it will. Did he eventually go to Philly and have a little bit more success
he went somewhere
there?
else. They tried to, never to Kirk's point. Just kind of boom or bust.
Well, we also that conversation with Kirk later is great. And this going through the game against the Falcons is a good window in, a good opportunity to replay some of the stuff from Kirk Cousins, because he told us, all right, here's what it's like to face the Seahawks defense, especially once the ball is snapped.
Yeah, I think it starts certainly with reading coverage, and they make it muddy. Late in the play, it can still look very similar, one coverage to another, and if I know it's going to be single high man, that may dictate that I work a certain place on the field. But if it's a different coverage, quarters, let's say, then I may work a totally different place on the field. So if you can make single high man and quarters, which are reasonably different coverages, if you can make them look the same as long as possible in the down, the quarterback doesn't know whether he should be going left or should be going right. And so if you can create that unsettledness in the quarterback's eyes and mind, then, advantage defense. So I think Mike just has done a good job coaching his safeties, coaching his secondary to, maintain that unsettledness for the quarterback throughout the game and marrying different coverages. And I think you saw that, throughout the season as they defended people.
Yeah, in high school, Salk, you can usually see pre-snap. Very hard. And maybe there's some elite level high school defensive coaches that can do a little disguise, and maybe they jump from one right at the snap to another. But by and large, it's kind of like a pitch. Like, yep, here comes the fastball. You kind of see it right away. Get to college, and there's more disguise. There's certainly way more variety. They can run more things. And in the upper level schools, and Nick Saban really brought kind of match coverage into it, match cover 3. Where it was like, oh, here's traditional cover 3, but what are they doing? And they're route recognizing, and they're just playing this match coverage differently. They're matching our personnel and our routes. And so he won a bunch of national titles and developed a bunch of people, but still, he was kind of the outlier. You get to the NFL and you get to this system, and not only do you not know what pitch is coming, it's like pitching ninja. It's like halfway to you. The play is already unfolding.
Well, isn't this exactly the same as tunneling?
It is.
I mean, that's essentially, it's all the same idea, making two things look alike so that it's really hard to tell which one it is until it's too late.
100%.
Right? I mean, it's 100%. Very much the same strategy.
And the only difference in baseball is you strike out. As a quarterback, you get knocked out. So you hold the ball, you guess wrong, you throw a pick, bam. You hold the ball, you get sacked, and you feel Derek Hall and Leonard Wood. Yeah, it's a nightmare. It's a really hard defense to play against, and I don't see that going anywhere anytime soon.
Isaiah Simmons?
Thank you.
Yeah. Text toy there.
Yeah, that's so
you got like 4 or 5 texts. People came up with Isaiah Simmons. Very impressive.
Way to go.
206-425-419-206 again.
Now, here's the thing. Do the same thing for here's the thing.
Yeah.
So as on it as you were right there, text toy.
Right.
Some of you do the same thing with here's the thing.
I know. I had to guilt
Make
everybody.
it hard on Mora.
We had to go Jewish mom guilt earlier. Like, hey, what are we doing? Yeah. We just don't have enough submissions. So please go download the Seattle Sports app. Use a little plus button at the bottom, and you can leave us a message for Here's the Thing tomorrow, which, of course, will be at 8 o'clock. Right now, though, Brock, trash takes.
Get it together. Y'all look like trash. Trash takes.
It's a bunch of trash.
Oh, gosh. I thought it was trash.
On Brock and Salk.
That's a terrible take.
We're always out of pens in this room. But somebody's put in a bunch of pens, and the one that's closest to me looks like this.
Stacy brought those in just so that you guys would use them on camera.
Well, it worked. This for those of you who aren't watching on YouTube, shame on you, but it is a bright pink sparkly pen with
a heart with like a pom-pom, a sparkly pom-pom attached to it.
Yeah, definitely a sparkly pom-pom. I think it's bunny.
Because
those are bunny ears.
There's a frog.
It looks almost
one.
butterfly-ish.
Oh, okay. There's a
that one's
bird
fuzzy.
one or something.
All right, well, I'm using this. I got the pink sparkly sucker.
I go last. Winners go last. I go last.
All right, Maura, what do you got today?
God, he gets so cocky after one.
No kidding.
Does Ian have one today? Ian?
I do. I think it's pretty good. It's a bad take this time instead of what I've been coming with.
Effort last week?
Yeah, the past couple weeks.
Last week was terrible. Salk was nice to you, but he wanted to just tell you.
Maura, you're first. What do you got?
All right. Mine is one Deshaun Watson, who says he's open to a new deal in Cleveland. If that opportunity should arise.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think when I first got here, there was a lot of stuff going on, as the world knows. But I don't have no bad feeling towards Cleveland. I love Cleveland. Me and my wife, we got our house on the east side, so we here all the time. We were here this summer. If you ask around, I'm at pretty much all the restaurants. I'm hanging out, so I haven't had a bad experience outside of, just different times in the stadium. But again, I don't know why that narrative is out there that people think that I don't like Cleveland. My family, we've been enjoying it. We've been enjoying our time here, and yeah, that if the opportunity shows up, we'll see where it goes.
You don't have any bad feelings towards Cleveland? Well, duh. They gave you the first guaranteed contract in the NFL to do nothing and embarrass them publicly. Like, what? And then, a lot of stuff was going on when I first got here.
Yeah, what was it? Did you have anything to do with that
A lot of stuff like you being a horrible person.
Yeah?
Please.
Oh, the stuff was just going on more. I didn't create it or have anything to do with it. It was
No.
just happening.
Like 35 different women accused me of inappropriate behavior during massages. It's
Yeah.
so weird
I
how
have-
that
I had
just
nothing to do
randomly
with it.
happened.
You know how
Could happen to anybody, quite frankly.
You know how ticked off so many other guys are too. Like, really? You got the first $250 million guarantee deal. You did, and
You
ruined it
just
for
guaranteed,
all the
yeah.
rest of us.
Of course you don't have anything against Cleveland. They're idiots that gave you a ton of money for no reason.
Hilarious. All right, Ian.
This is Will Levis on Monday, backup quarterback for
Where
the
is
Titans.
Will Levis? He's still in Tennessee?
Still in Tennessee right now.
Jeez.
Talking about his future in the NFL.
I know I put the tape out there already that I'm a dang good quarterback in this league, and I'm even better than I ever have been. So. The faith that you have a future as a starter in this league. 100%. I know I'm. I think there are not 32 quarterbacks in this league better than me. I know that for sure.
So that is true. There aren't 32 quarterbacks. There might be like 40
80
that are better than Will Levis in the
mayonnaise in their
NFL.
coffee.
The tape that he's put out in the past proves that he's good?
Yeah.
No way.
All right. Okay, good. Will Levis. We got quarterbacks today, Brock.
Well,
Trash Takes is made better by Brock with that sparkly pen taking notes.
I'm switching gears.
You like this?
Yeah, that's good.
Sorry,
Salk.
I'm sorry, Salk.
Yeah, don't you ever confuse me and Salk, Mora. Golly. That's my trash take. Mora just confused Salk.
You won't wear the Trash Takes hat, but you'll wear that.
Yeah, that looks great, Salk. Nice haircut, by the way.
Thanks.
Shout out, what's your barber's name?
Scott.
Don't compliment him before we play your cut.
Scott, awesome job, Scott. Every time you get a haircut, you shave 3, 4, 5 years off it. You look great.
Thanks, buddy.
Stop it.
Buttering him up.
I'm not going quarterback, and some of this is so performative. Some of this is just the delivery of Acho that is now driving me up a wall.
I don't know why you still listen to him. I don't think most people do.
Oh my gosh, speak easy.
This
so
is
do we,
Emmanuel Acho?
Yeah, do we, Emmanuel. I love Sam. Sam's great. Emmanuel's out of control. Oh, Houston Texans, Salk. The most generational defense now that they added Jadeveon Clowney. Just listen.
There are good defenses, there are great defenses, and then there are generational defenses. The Houston Texans defense should now become a generational defense. Do not mention the Houston Texans with other defenses. They should become a generational defense. Now, they have to go out on the field, and they do have to earn it. But when I think about the Texans, Daniil Hunter plus Will Anderson was already the best defensive end tandem in all of football. Azeez Al-Shaair was already a Pro Bowl, all-pro caliber linebacker, and then that secondary you could easily suggest is the most complete secondary in all of football. Now you had a savvy veteran like Reed Blankenship, who has Super Bowl championship experience from the Philadelphia Eagles. So you think about the Texans' best defensive end core, best cornerback core, and an incredibly smart safety room. Now you add Jadeveon Clowney. What you will be able to do with this Texans front now is going to be even more lethal.
Okay.
Why is he talking like that?
I don't know. Is that not how he talks normally?
Not that performative.
Okay. Yeah.
It's very preacher giving a sermon.
It's very a lot.
All right, let's see. I got to decide here, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Tough one. Well, what else is Will Levis going to say? I'm not saying that he's right. I mean, but, like, what's he supposed to say? Yeah, I suck, and I should probably be out of the league soon? I mean, like, of course he's got to say, I believe in myself. I believe I'm a starter. I believe in what I put on tape. He's wrong. What he's put on tape is terrible. You're right, Ian. There are 40 quarterbacks probably better than him in the league, but what is he supposed to say? I've kind of reached a point in my career where I've come to recognize that I'm bad. I mean, like, he's in a no-win. So I'm sorry, that one can't be it.
By the way, we didn't even get to the tiers conversation today.
I know. We had a lot of other things going on.
We did.
These ones are both pretty bad. I guess what I would say is Deshaun Watson's is just worse. Like, Emmanuel Acho, Brock, I'm with you. It's a bad take, and he sounds ridiculous and performative. But you know what? That defense might be incredible. I mean, like, they were already – he's not wrong about those defensive ends, and, like, there's a really good defense. I don't know whether Reed Blankenship and, Jadeveon Clowney are going to be the things to make them generational. That felt a bit performative and over the top, but it is at least a really good defense. Deshaun Watson's the worst. Maura, thank you for finding this one. It's just terrible.
Thank you.
I'm glad
Brock.
I'm so glad you're open to a new deal, Deshaun. You may not even end up being
in your face, Brock.
Yes.
Did she just face me?
I think she did.
In your face, Brock?
Yeah. Face.
In your face.
It's better if you just say face.
Face, Brock.
Face. Like this is
Changed since
like
you
it's
got the money.
1989. Yeah, Deshaun Watson.
Ever. That is.
What did she say?
He's changed since he got the money.
Oh wow.
Kyle's gonna pull me aside and have a talk with me.
I mean, he has. It's not like he's still a poor boy from Puyallup. Like, he changed when he got the money a long time ago.
Oh, boy.
There we go. Here it is. Would it help, Brock, if you had one of these pens? Do you think that the pretty princess pink pen would help you? All right. Good trash takes today. What is on tap for tomorrow? I don't even know what we've got going on tomorrow. Do we know yet?
I think Seahawks have a walkthrough tomorrow, so no player, I'm going to guess.
All right.
So we'll have to adjust. We've got to get to the QB tiers. There's so much going on. We got to do it around the NFL. There's no question about that. And hopefully our baseball team can do what they did in the last series. That's lose the first and rebound and respond.
You got what? Brian Wu tonight, right?
Yeah, Wu tonight.
Against a bullpen game for the Tigers.
Okay.
This is your chance, right? Yep. This is where you expect it. Like, go be the team that you
got
weren't
Fromber
last night.
the next day.
Go be the team that you were not last night.
That's right.
I don't want to see that game again.
No,
I'd like to see something
we're done with
totally
that.
different from that.
Flush.
I'd like to never see that game again, if at all possible. Although, if it means Daeho Lee throws out the first pitch again, I'm in for that.
Never again. That was a one and done. Sorry.
They put a couple guys on base in the ninth there, and I was like, do you remember that Daeho Lee comeback game in San Diego? I was like, maybe it's happening. Daeho's going to be a part of it. Let him pinch hit. He could probably hit a 5-run home run. Bump and Stacy up next. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 6 in the Hay
Barn.
See everybody.
Get to the chopper! Stick around for Bump and Stacy.
Trademark pending. That's right.
Coming up next at 10.
I feel like I've solved a crime.
You did.
Wow.
Your defense, playing like trash, allowed the Seahawks to claw their way back into the game.
When I read about it and I start to break it down, it's about your overall team. And I think that's the way people have to look at it, because there was nothing offensively that felt dominant.
Bump and Stacy next at 10 on Seattle Sports.
At Farmers, our honesty is contagious.
Wait, am I going to catch honesty?
Well, when you're with Farmers, it's kind of inevitable.
Well, how long does it take to... I lied to you when you asked if I knew what a deductible was. I don't know my dad's birthday, and I thought umbrella policies were for rainstorms. Actual rainstorms. I have it, don't I?
You don't just have honesty.
You have Farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or Affiliate. Products not available in every state.
Do you have stiff laundry or scale buildup on your sinks and showers? Those are classic signs of hard water. At Culligan, they deliver softer, cleaner water throughout your entire home. A Culligan water softener removes the hardness from your water and extends the life of your appliances. Plus, it can improve the quality of your skin and hair. Ask about 12-month, no payment, no interest financing too. Go to Culligan.com. That's Culligan.com. Contaminants or impurities may not be in your water.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
It's a hot spot on your dog's leg. But the internet says you can treat it at home. You're not sure though, 'cause now it's oozing.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Ooh, he's licking it. Super gross, dude.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
I was walking my dog, I fell and ended up with 3 tears in my meniscus. I was sent to a surgeon and they said the only way to get this fixed is to have surgery. That just wasn't an option. I didn't want to jump into surgery without trying anything else.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. We offer Jamie an alternative to the downtime and potential risks associated with invasive knee surgery. At Sound Pain Solutions, we help patients like Jamie avoid the side effects of painkillers, cortisone injections, and pain following surgery. Our comprehensive approach includes treatments like pressure wave, PRP, and advanced laser. These treatments reduce pain and restore mobility naturally. Now Jamie is able to do everything she enjoys without pain.
I'm grateful for being able to wake up every day and not be in pain. To be able to go about my day has been amazing.
Schedule a free consultation to learn if you qualify for our non-surgical and drug-free joint treatments at soundpainsolutions.com.
Meet Lee Platts, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Let me tell you about the Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite. It's bright, it's bubbly, it's back.
The Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich, it's so rich, and you can choose between the original or the spicy filet.
Ooh, boy.
And then you got those pickled jalapenos tucked right under the filet, and then just to top it all off, you've got a little honey drizzle right on top.
Okay, now I'm a pimento fan.
And I'm feeling the dragon fruit.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Here it comes, possibly the biggest online midsummer auction anywhere of heavy equipment, trucks, tools, lumber, and much more. Presented by the Murphy Auction Company, bidding gets underway at 10 a.m. Thursday, August 6th, and closes at 10 a.m. August 13th. Featured items include a 2020 Bobcat E32i excavator with less than 1,000 hours, a 2016 Freightliner 2100 Hydrovac truck, a 2011 John Deere 310J 4x4 backhoe, and much more. 10 excavators, 4 backhoes, 11 forklifts, 5 boom and scissor lifts, 5 rollers, 28 golf carts, and more than 60 heavy trucks. But wait, there's more. Attachments, roll-off boxes, shipping containers, contractor tools, lumber, and much more all go into the highest bidder. Preview all items August 11th and 12th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our location in Marysville, 3803